The pregame show is brought to you by Water-Right Technologies, proud to provide the technology for championship ice at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts and the Safeway Championship. Hi everybody, I'm Mitchell Clinton. Welcome back to Dauphin's Credit Union Place, site of the Safeway Championship. Welcome to the pregame show, sponsored by Water-Right. We have a lot coming up on the show today. We're going to find out what exactly I've been doing in Dauphin all week when I haven't been watching curling or talking to you guys. We're also going to find out what the top 5 foods are at the canteen, done by extensive research by myself. But first, we're going to talk about our featured game between Willie Lyburn and Mike McEwen. And for that, we're going to go to the experts, Mike Beauregard and Kathy Gauthier. Guys?
All right, thanks, Mitch. Kathy, it's already been an eventful day here in Dauphin. 4 rinks have been eliminated. Dave Elias, Terry McNamee, Sean Grassi, Vic Peters out. We're down to our final 4, and they're actually the top 4 seeds. Mike McEwen, Jeff Stoughton, Rob Fowler, Willie Lyburn.
And that's actually what you want in a provincial championship. We've seen some great curling, and these top 4 have had a lot of tests, which will make them even better. But it is what you want, the best 4 for the final 4.
Our featured game is the 1-2 game pitting Mike McEwen up against Willie Lyburn.
Now that's interesting because the final 4 are there, but they're not in the order that we thought that they would be. Mike McEwen for sure. Jeff Stoughton has not been Stoughton-like in this championship. We saw him lose yesterday, missing a draw, jamming on a hit, things we haven't seen, but he made a 5-point shot to win today. That's a Jeff Stoughton that needs to rally. And for Lyburn, he's got himself in a great spot. He's got just a solid front end. That's going to be the big difference tonight. Can their front end outshoot the McEwen front end?
The winner of the 1-2 game goes directly to our final tomorrow afternoon, which we'll have on shot 1:30. The 3-4 game, Stoughton against Fowler. What have you seen of Stoughton lately that gives you any indication that he's going to win this championship again? Because he lost last night and struggled a bit this afternoon.
Well, he did, and I spoke about that great shot that he made to win, but when watching that game, Mike, Reed Carruthers is not holding his own as second. He struggled a little bit with hits and draws. That team has to be a solid unit. Rob Fowler has a very strong team, and if you come out and play 70% against Rob Fowler, you're going home.
Should be very interesting, and we'll bring you live action in just a few moments from now. You're watching the 2012 Safeway Championship live from Dauphin.
Open Nature, made from natural ingredients, exclusively at Safeway. A proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Visit safewaychampionship.ca for more information.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannies.ca for recipe ideas.
Safeway Championship Curling on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by Manitoba canola growers. Visit canolarecipes.ca.
In his first 2 seasons of curling, Alex Marchand won 7 games. 8 games. In that time, he put together a 2-game winning streak, got new uniforms, met an Olympic gold medalist, made the front page of Curling Monthly. He explained to his boss what sweeping does, and got his butt kicked by a guy with a fake hip. Yes, Alex the Hack Marchand has had quite a year, and it all started with a click.
Safeway, proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Brought to you by Email Direct. For more information, visit safewaychampionship.ca.
So we've taken the Water-Right pregame show on the road again today, and we're here in the Dauphin City Council chambers with the Chief Administrative Officer, Brad Collett. He's standing right next to me. And Brad, so we're getting to the end of the Safeway Championship already. It's been a quick week, an exciting week. Basically, your thoughts on what it's kind of meant to Dauphin?
It's been a tremendous week, Mitchell. We appreciate everybody coming out. It's meant a lot. From the obvious things of the hotels and restaurants being busy to credibility for Dauphin as a whole. We think we're on a roll here in Dauphin, and major events like this are just fantastic for the city, and it's our reputation around the province.
And might I just add, you know, I've been wearing suits all week, and now I feel very, very underdressed, so thanks for that. You know, you talked about some of the major events that have come through. Maybe touch on them for people that don't really know, especially the 2010 RBC Cup was also a big one.
The 2010 RBC Cup was something we strived for when we built Credit Union Place, the second phase of our complex. It was the biggest one. It gave us national attention. We had a wonderful event. We have major events every year here with Dauphin's Country Fest, the Ukrainian Festival. We've hosted many things. The Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra was here. They said our venue was fantastic. So we've hosted many, many things. We've got a great volunteer base, and we're always up for a challenge. And it's becoming less of a challenge because I think they do such a great job hosting.
And you mentioned Dauphin is growing. We talked to Al Dohan a little bit earlier in the week, said the census just came in, and you guys are showing some growth as well.
It is, and we're really excited about that. We were quite nervous because we've shown a little bit of decline over the last decade. Recently, however, though, we went up 4.4% to 8,251 people to be exact. That certainly means many things for us, not only some more grant money, but most importantly, we've reversed the trend, and we know through economic development, through council, and I have to give credit to our MP, or our MLA, Stan Struthers, Minister of Finance. He's done a great job for our area, and now our MP, Robert Sopak's also doing a good job. I think everybody together has worked wonderfully, and we're showing growth because of it.
And you talked about grant money. Does holding events like this kind of give Dauphin more clout in terms of, you know, when they're applying for grants? You know, we've hosted this, and we're kind of thinking of trying to host this event. Does it kind of help out to kind of have these events in your back pocket?
It absolutely does. Our economic development department, along with our recreation services, for example, take wonderful photos of events like this. We use it for our welcome packages as well as for future bid packages. I know some of the things we hosted prior to the RBC Cup we used extensively in our bid preparation for the RBC Cup. So any event you host, we certainly use going forward.
So more reaction from the Council City Chambers from Brad Cullett, the Chief Administrative Officer. We're going to go to break on the Water Right pregame show. Come on back. We got lots more analysis from the Safeway Championship to get you ready for the game.
Come on, Goldie, really put your hips into it.
The Winnipeg Goldeyes. For more information, visit goldeyes.com.
Safeway Championship Curling on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by Manitoba canola growers. Visit canolarecipes.ca.
Open Nature, made from natural ingredients, exclusively at Safeway. A proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Visit safewaychampionship.ca for more information.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannys.ca for recipe ideas.
Future kings and queens, find your way somehow in sight and mind. We will find a blessing or a curse. We're waiting in the wings, and we will see. We will be the sky's blooded sand of dreams and trees. Quicksand and falling stars. Open up your eyes and find your way.
Welcome back to the Water Right pregame show. I'm Mitchell Clinton, and you know, we're going to hear from Al Jensen a little bit later on in the pregame show, and he's the president of the Dauphin Community Curling Club. One aspect of that curling club, the junior program, which you're going to hear him talk about. Now, with that junior program, also included in there is the high school program, which leads me to a little known fact. I was the champion of the 2006 high school bonspiel here, but looking for historical records proved to be a little bit tougher than I thought. My search began in Credit Union Place, the site of the 2012 Safeway Championship. The historical displays showed trophies from past championships, but despite a few close calls, the name Mitchell Clinton was nowhere to be found. It seemed other members of the community were having trouble remembering my accomplishment as well.
We looked at our Athletic Hall of Fame, and we went back to that information board, and we didn't find you there, but we need to get some more dates up to 2006. And so we asked some teachers about Mitchell and was he curling, and some teachers remembered that he was on the school hockey team, but I'm not sure if he curled.
Okay, Mitch, I never remember you having a broom in your hand, but you were great at broom ball.
No. I remember you playing badminton and hockey. Don't remember curling. Sorry, son.
Perhaps my luck would have been better if I had taken part in the junior curling program available to students in Dauphin as early as grade 1.
It's a 4-week program for our kids, and then they move on to grade 3-4, which is this year we've ran 2 7-week blocks, so kids can sign up for 7 weeks or both combinations and do a 14-week program if they want. And then we have our grade 5s and 6, which is a kind of a season-long program where they start the year with some skills and drills kind of stuff, and then they move on to some games.
And it seems I'm not the only one with high school curling memories, as Wood met his junior program partner and current teammate through high school curling.
I can remember back to a zone final that I played when I was in grade 12, and happened to be beat by a Leonard Richardson team here out of Dauphin way back in '92. Lo and behold, you know, these 20 years later, I'm playing with the third from that team, a gentleman by the name of Mark Hadaway.
I made my way to my old high school to search high and low for any sort of historical record of my big win when a yearbook was brought to my attention.
This was in the vault in the safe. Mrs. Robinson assisted me in finding your graduating yearbook there, so that's how we came up with those photos.
Encouraged, I went into my parents' crawl space and made my way to the back corner where, after some digging, I made my discovery. Yeah! There it is. We have found it. We have actually been able to locate the medal itself, and I'll bring it over to you, assuming I don't hit my head on anything here. All right, that's good. Here we go. As you can see, it is clear that this did occur in 2006. So there's that picture in the yearbook, and there's this that shows that I actually did win a curling bonspiel in my day. So I'm pretty proud of that. I could share my history with everybody watching the Safeway Championship, and shows that, you know, I might know a thing or two about this sport. Not as much as the guys that are on the ice, but I try. So underneath the Country Fest saloon that's behind me, underneath the floorboards, underneath the table, underneath the chairs, is curling ice. That's where the Dauphin Community Curling Club usually is playing, but with the Safeway Championship going on, Al, you know, obviously you guys not doing much curling right now, but Al Jensen is the president of the Dauphin Community Curling Club. So I guess Al, first off, tell me about the Dauphin Community Curling Club, who's involved, and ages of curlers, and all the good stuff.
Well, Mitchell, our curling club is a very diverse club. Most of our curlers are volunteering at this event right now. The strength of our club in the last few years has really become our junior curling program. We have two guys in particular, Mark Hadaway and Gord Wood, have taken a huge initiative in this program and started it up right from grade 1, moving it up all the way right through the high school. Right now we have in the grade school level from 1 to 6, we have over 100 kids enrolled in that program. The junior high has about, in 7 and 8, has about 50 kids, and then they have a high school program and a high school curling course as well offered at the high school, all on the initiative of these two guys. So our leagues in terms of men's and ladies, our Legion, our seniors leagues have kind of held their own for the most part, but we're really excited about the opportunity that having our young people learn the game, and then hopefully these juniors become adult members in our club down the road.
And then potentially representing the Parkland at something like the Safeway Championship. That wouldn't be a bad feather to have in your cap as a curling club.
We would love that. We have a lot of banners up here, but a provincial banner for a men's or a juniors or a women's would be something we'd really like to see. And that's our hope, that maybe that developing that junior program and it's working really well might one day lead to that. So.
For sure. And the big event on the calendar for you guys, obviously, one of them is the Clinic Pharmacy Cash Spiel. Yes. Talk about that event and the kind of curling that comes to Dauphin when that happens.
It's very comparable to what's going on right now. Most of the guys who come to that cash spiel are playing this weekend. Just about all the teams that are on, from Manitoba at least, that are on this ice have probably been here at one time or another. So it's very high-level curling. It's, in terms of spiels on the circuit, the Manitoba Curling Tour, it's respected as one of the top events that they go to, and it mainly because I think of the atmosphere that we create around here. Ray and Greg, who are also the co-chairs of this, are also the co-chairs of they run the cash spiel as well. So they have a lot of expertise, and they go above and beyond in terms of how they treat the curlers. We have a little bit of extra, and the guys love coming here. The atmosphere here is great, as well as the regular good curling ice and all that. But it's a top-notch event. The money is good. Everything is it's well received by the players, and that's I think why they've had such good luck in filling their cash spiel for many years now. So.
For sure. And now, so I guess if somebody wanted more information on the Dauphin Community Curling Club, they're sitting at home, they're watching, they're like, you know what, I like this Al guy and I like curling, I want to get involved, or I want to, maybe even put a team in and kind of start curling again. What kind of website or phone number can they get a hold of the Community Curling Club at?
Yeah, we're connected to Parkland Rec Services, so anything through our rec services, which is all linked through the City of Dauphin website. We have our own curling website as well. And so all those, anything within Dauphin can all link you to here and to a phone number to contact, so you can, if you want to become a member, and we're always welcoming new members. So.
There you go. That's Al Jetson. He's the president of the Dauphin Community Curling Club. We're going to go to something called the Top 5, where I'm going to take a walk about 250 feet that way towards the canteen, and I'm going to show you the top 5 foods available this week at the canteen. So as you can see, I've got a lot of work to do ahead of me. I've done a lot of research this week over at the canteen of what the top 5 foods are going to be, and I think I've got it down to the top 5. There is no way to actually limit it down and make it an anonymous and unarguable top 5, but this is what I've kind of got it down to. So at number 5, we have the onion rings here. They got a good crisp to them. I'll give you a kind of a sample. Yeah, real good crisp, good onion in the middle, great content. Great onion rings there. As you can hear, another order for onion rings just went in, so this is working. Number 4, people might be familiar with it. It's the popcorn chicken. Obviously, KFC has popcorn chicken. So does the canteen here. Again, good crisp ratio. Good chicken content. Nice and hot. Gives you everything you need out of popcorn chicken. Good snack when you're watching curling. Now, there's no good way to take a bite out of a Smoky on TV, but I'm going to attempt it. Because, I think I owe it to you guys who have stuck with us throughout the whole week watching curling that, I'm not going to mail it in here. So here's the bite of the Smoky. I'm trying not to just, fade away and float here, but really good Smoky. Good meat, again, meat to bun ratio, which you all know is critical. Phenomenal. So now we get to number 2, which seems simple. The cheeseburger seems like a simple thing. But how many parents out there, you've traveled to hockey rinks, to curling rinks, and you kind of been sitting there and you want a rink burger. It's just there is nothing that compares to a rink burger. And I just, I've been wanting this all week, and I've had probably 3 as this week's gone on. So I've been able to kind of feed that craving, and I'm about to indulge one more time. Again, the melting of the cheese is key with these. It's not a size that you can't handle, and it's not a big project to get in your mouth. Phenomenal. Moving on now to number 1. Made famous in Quebec, the poutine. Now, there are so many different ways to make a poutine. This It's just standard poutine. You got the gravy, you got the cheese curds, you got everything you could possibly need in this. So basically I'm just going to dive in here, get some gravy on that one. Beautiful, beautifully crisp. I almost feel like I should be on the Food Network with this, you know what I mean? I'm trying to describe and even put this stuff into words. So number one, definitely the poutine. We're going to go to break here on the Water Right pregame show here at the Safeway Championship at Credit Union Place. And I'm going to try and attack this entire tray of food. So by the next time you see me, if my dress shirts aren't fitting the way they should, that's the reason. Thanks for watching the Safeway Championship and the Water Right pregame show here on Shaw TV.
Open Nature, made from natural ingredients, exclusively at Safeway. A proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Visit safewaychampionship.ca for more information.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannys.ca for recipe ideas.
Safeway Championship Curling on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by Manitoba canola growers. Visit canolarecipes.ca.
In his first 2 seasons of curling, Alex Marchand won 7 games. 8 games. In that time, he put together a 2-game winning streak, got new uniforms, met an Olympic gold medalist, made the front page of Curling Monthly. He explained to his boss what sweeping does, and got his butt kicked by a guy with a fake hip. Yes, Alex the Hack Marchand has had quite a year, and it all started with a click.
Safeway, proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Brought to you by Email Direct. For more information, visit safewaychampionship.ca.
Come on, Goldie, really put your hips into it.
The Winnipeg Goldeyes. For more information, visit goldeyes.com.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
Safeway Championship Curling on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by Manitoba canola growers. Visit canolarecipes.ca.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannys.ca for recipe ideas.
Open Nature, made from natural ingredients, exclusively at Safeway. A proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Visit safewaychampionship.ca for more information.
When talking to your dentist, it's important to be candid about your medical history.
Some procedures, such as heart surgery or joint replacement, can dramatically affect your dental care. Wherever possible, complete your dental treatment first.
Only your dentist has the education and expertise to diagnose and treat all of your oral health needs.
To find out more, visit manitobadentist.ca.
Talk to your dentist. Good for you. Good for life.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
So ice is a big factor here in the Water Right pregame show. We're here with Greg Owasco. He's one of the head ice technicians, and it's Greg. It's the guys that can put the broom in the right spot. You know, read the ice as the week goes on. That can really be there at the end of the tournament. Talk to me about the water right system that you guys have here in Dauphin.
Yes, Water Right came on as a sponsor for Curl Manitoba just this past spring, and they have offered us a pretty big unit of a reverse osmosis system, which is a pre-filtration system before our Jet Ice de-ice system that every curling club across Canada has.
Okay, so what exactly does the new process do for the ice, and how does it kind of change it for the players?
What the process does is it actually makes the ice harder. It will make the ice keener for the players, and we don't see really too much breakdown. And it just prolongs the life of our Jet Ice DI tanks.
Okay, so is it something that the players have kind of come up to you and kind of said, you know, the ice is a little bit different or it's a little more consistent? Is it something that they've noticed?
No, not really. I've had the same kind of process in the past 3 Safeway championships where I've used some form of reverse osmosis, and when Water Right approached Curl Manitoba that they wanted to get involved, I said for sure, let's do something.
So when you're watching the coverage here on Shaw and Westman Cable and you see the Rocks with that little bit of extra finish and it's kind of staying the same throughout the game and that consistency, Water Right's one of the reasons. And Greg, I would say safely you're one of the reasons as well. We're going to go up to the booth for some analysis on the Willie Lyburn and Mike McEwen game with Kathy and Mike. Guys?
All right, thanks, Mitch. We're just 5 minutes away from live curling now here at Credit Union Place in Dauphin. Our featured match will pit Mike McEwen. People wondering whether this is the year he breaks through and represents Manitoba at the Brier up against Willie Lyburn.
Well, it's interesting because Willie Lyburn is going to make things really tough for him tonight. If he does not win, I can guarantee you that he will make Mike McEwen earn his victory.
And in our other match, the 3-4 game, it's defending world champion Jeff Stoughton up against his former second, Rob Fowler. How do you like that matchup?
Well, it's going to be another really tough contest. Jeff Stoughton and his team, reigning world champions, have come into this event really well prepared, but they have not been firing on all cylinders. We've seen some struggles in the front end, specifically at Reed, and we've seen Jeff have a couple of challenges with the ice in terms of where to put the broom and also in drawing. Normally a draw to the forefoot is a given. Not so much this week, and the ice conditions have been good.
I hate to put you on the spot, but we've got about 30 seconds. Who do you like to win this championship this year?
Gosh, you know what? Normally I'm a big Stoughton believer because he's won it so many times, but it is not the same team. I think that either of these teams that we're looking at right now, this gentleman here, Mike McEwen, or Lyburn, will be the top 2.
All right, we appreciate you putting yourself on the line there, Kathy. Live curling is next. You're watching the 2012 Safeway Championship from Dauphin.
Come on, Goldie, really put your hips into it.
The Winnipeg Goldeyes. For more information, visit goldeyes.com.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannies.ca for recipe ideas.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
Even if you don't have insurance, your dentist can help you get the dental care you need.
Your dentist can help you assess the benefits of treatment and the consequences of avoiding it before any decisions are made, whether you're insured or not.
Only your dentist has the education and expertise to diagnose and treat all of your oral health needs.
To find out more, visit manitobadentist.ca.
Talk to your dentist. Good for you. Good for life.
Open Nature, made from natural ingredients, exclusively at Safeway. A proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Visit safewaychampionship.ca for more information.
Hi everybody, I'm Mitchell Clinton and welcome to Dauphin, Manitoba, site of the Safeway Championship and our featured game between Willie Lyburn and Mike McEwen. We're going to get to our play-by-play and color analysts, Mike Beauregard and Kathy Gauthier, for some analysis.
Thanks, Mitch. Kathy, we started Wednesday with 32 rinks. We're down to the final 4 now, and they're actually the top 4 seeds. We have the defending world champion in Jeff Stoughton, the top-ranked rink in the world on the World Curling Tour, and Mike McEwen's, Rob Fowler, Stoughton's former second, and Willie Lyburn.
They are really good teams, and we don't usually see the final 4. You see the final maybe 2 or 3, but they ran according to the chart, but not necessarily in performance. We saw some blips, notably Stoughton, but he won earlier today when he had to.
Our featured game tonight for our viewers right across the West on Shaw is the 1-2 game. It pits Mike McEwen up against Willie Lyburn, the winner advancing directly to tomorrow afternoon's final.
And for Mike McEwen, certainly has not seen a blip on his screen. He has done everything that he needs to do. Willie Lyburn, a little bit of a surprise. I think everyone thought that it would be Stoughton, but that Lyburn team solid, has provincial, has national, and has world experience on it. It will be a great game, Mike.
The defending champion, Jeff Stoughton, will face Rob Fowler, his former second, in the 3-4 game. It's already been a long day for both of these. Fowler curled a former Brandon colleague, Terry McNamee, this afternoon for the right to get to the Final Four, and it came down to his last rock.
Well, it did. They were all tied up coming home. Rob has last rock, and you can see 3 stones. Those belong to Terry McNamee. Forces him to draw to the button, makes no mistake, and that's why Rob Fowler is still in.
A 6-5 victory for Fowler. Stoughton curled Dave Elias, a veteran curler out of Winnipeg, and it came down to his last shot as well.
And this is a beauty. It was all Elias in this final end. You can see Jeff's trying to play the pick on that second stone in the 4-foot. The red one makes it. Just about lost a vocal cord as he was screaming it down. But that's how he keeps himself and his dreams alive.
And a 9-7 victory for Jeff Stoughton, who is gunning for his 10th, a record 10th, Manitoba Provincial Men's Curling Championship. So here's the playoff round for you, down to 4 teams, as I mentioned. McEwen, Fowler, Lyburn, and Stoughton. Our player introductions are brought to you by Jeldwin Windows and reliability for real life.
Got a great volunteer base.
He hasn't broken through just yet. This is the year. Skip Mike McEwen out of the Fort Rouge Curling Club.
And you mentioned Dauphin is growing. We talked
His
to
second is Matt Wozniak and lead Denny Neufeld.
We're really excited about that. We're quite nervous because
Hi, I'm William Lyburn. We curl at the Deer Lodge Curling Club. My third is James Kirkness, my second is Alex Forrest, and my lead is Tyler Forrest.
Our first end is brought to you by Granny's Poultry, great taste, healthy living. Welcome back to Credit Union Place in Dauphin, home of the Dauphin Kings, but this week home to the 2012 Safeway Championship, Manitoba's men's provincial championship. And our featured match tonight, the 1-versus-2 game. Pitting Mike McEwen, who has not lost this week, 5-0. Got off to a bit of a rough start. Actually had a really tough opening game against Glenn Taves of Dauphin. Had to win in an extra end, and since then he's kind of cruised. And among his 5 victories, one this morning over Dave Elias. And Willie Lyburn sort of been the talk of Dauphin to a certain extent. He's always had the potential, but this is the first time he's qualified for the playoffs. just one loss, 5 wins, 1 loss, a loss to Daly and Vic Peters, but he's rebounded well, won last night over Jeff Stoughton and won this morning quite handily over Terry McNamee, who's curled quite well. So Willie's game is as good as we've seen it, and of course he's revamped his team a bit, has a young front end and some veteran leadership from James Kirkness at third, and here we go.
Okay. Easy.
And of course we'll keep our eye on the other sheets, sheet D in operation, and our 3 versus 4 game. Jeff Stoughton against his old second, Rob Fowler.
Well, and this will be one of the keys tonight. Often when we look at matchups, we tend to look at thirds as being a very big key, but it is the front end. That has been the single biggest difference for Willie Lyburn in the success of this season with both Tyler and Alex Forrest. 2009, Alex lost the Canadian final in a game that was one up coming home without, always a tough position to be in, but very, very strong, and they have added so much. And so for a change, the pressure really is on Matt and Denny Neufeld in this game to stay with their colleagues.
Willie Lyburn's had a tremendous season on the Manitoba Curling Tour. In fact, they had it wrapped up, the money title, before the MCT Championship.
Had a great year. He's always been a pure thrower. You'll hear when we have the opportunity, you probably did in the introductions a little bit, but if you're not familiar with him, a former Scottish junior champion, he and his brother Alan, who's also out here tonight on the ice, who plays third for Rob Fowler. And so there is a lot of experience, and of course James Kirkness, his third, sweeping on the left side as you look at the screen. Played third for Dale Duguid when they represented Manitoba at the Brier years ago. So you've got a lot of experience, you've got national experience on this team. And they're in fact, the advantage in terms of how to win provincial championships goes completely to Lyburn's team, because there are players here that know what it's like to win that. Mike McEwen knows how to win a lot of money.
Actually, Willie beat his brother Alan to get his berth into the Safeway Championship out of the Brandon Safeway spiel.
In this round, final stone is determined by a draw to the button. Both skips put it right on the Safeway S. The difference was that the line was better for Mike McEwen, so he covered a part of the pinhole, which doesn't allow a measure. And in the case of William Lyburn, he put it right on the Safeway S, but you could still see the nail hole, and that's how the advantage of Last Rock went to McEwen. So both skips showing early that they can find that big draw weight when they need it. Now there's a kiss of death. I just said how great Alex was, and rolls out and lets his opponents off the hook early.
If you can refrain from saying anything about me tonight.
Okay.
That seems to always happen on sports telecast, though. Even in watching golf this afternoon, I caught a bit of Tiger, and every time they commented on how well someone was playing, they'd hit their worst shot of the day.
Very, very successful curling family. James, of course, his sister Darcy Robertson and his other sister Barb Spencer. Both skips at the Provincial Scotties this year in Portage. Doing very well.
And James has been to a Brier with Dale Duguid.
Now they'll run them up and down this first end. It is not the typical 75 minutes in terms of time anymore. It is 42 minutes of thinking time. so they're not going to gain a whole lot by this, but sometimes it is just about calming yourself down and take a look at the time clocks. We'll keep an eye on them as the time goes. Willie Lyburn earlier today had 4 seconds left when his final stone crossed the nearer tee line, which is when your thinking time clock goes off. Both skips very comfortable with lots of rocks in play, and so this is also a tactical approach to the first end.
Now this new timing formula, is that strictly for Manitoba?
It is. Manitoba is the only province or territory in the country that is trying it out. It's been used on the World Curling Tour for a couple of years now, and the Canadian Curling Association is interested in exploring it, but Manitoba is the only province that said that they would use it at all provincial championships this year.
Now, is it unusual that a province would go forward with something like this without complete uniformity?
No, I think that you know, what the CCA will do is they'll say, you know, we're going to explore doing this, and this is where teams like Chelsea Carey, Jennifer Jones, Mike McEwen, Jeff Stoughton really come into play, because we have very successful men's and women's teams in this province who can put some pressure on their provincial organization and say, this is a good change. This does not penalize teams that like to play aggressively, that like to play more draws. And a huge hats off to the Manitoba Curling Association for saying, we'd like to try it. I think it is a move that will get adopted at the Canadian and world level. It's nice to be a front runner.
Here's a look at Willie Lyburn, first stone for him. Curling out of Deer Lodge, formerly out of Brandon. And Mike McEwen, a winner of 5 of 10 tournaments on the World Curling Tour this year, $119,000 in earnings. No one is better at making cash.
Same thing. I had a very good year last year, but this year really exceptional.
Also 3-0 against Jeff Stoughton this year, including a victory in the final of the BDO Canadian Open back in December. But he has yet to win Manitoba, losing the last 2 finals to Stoughton. They could very well end up facing each other tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 here on Shaw. There's lots of curling to be done before then. Last stone for Lyburn. And a fairly clean house.
Lots of weight thrown by William on that shot.
Here's a look at the 3 versus 4 game. Stoughton against Rob Fowler. This is the first stone from Jeff. Pretty easy takeout. And the last rock of this first end. It's going to sail right through the house. So we start with a blank end here in the first. There's lots more curling to come from Dauphin. You're watching the 2012 Safeway Championship from Credit Union Place. Don't go away.
Open Nature, made from natural ingredients, exclusively at Safeway. A proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Visit safewaychampionship.ca for more information.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannys.ca for recipe ideas.
Safeway Championship Curling on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by Manitoba canola growers. Visit canolarecipes.ca.
In his first 2 seasons of curling, Alex Marchand won 7 games. 8 games. In that time, he put together a 2-game winning streak, got new uniforms, met an Olympic gold medalist, made the front page of Curling Monthly. He explained to his boss what sweeping does, and got his butt kicked by a guy with a fake hip. Yes, Alex the Hack Marchand has had quite a year, and it all started with a click.
Safeway, proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Brought to you by email direct. For more information, visit safewaychampionship.ca.
This end is brought to you by Water Right, a proud supporter of Manitoba's Provincial Curling Championship. Here's the last rock of the first end from our 3 versus 4 game. Jeff Stoughton wrecks out front and gives up a steal of 1.
Well, it was 3/4 buried. They looked at the potential of running their own stone straight back, but just really wanted to pick it out and roll away to blank that first end. Ice conditions have been very, very good this week, very consistent, and usually with up weight they won't move, but when they start, it really, really does break. It's all about anticipation and trusting that the ice will do the same. Mike McEwen trying to get things going here in the second end, asking his lead, Danny Neufeld, to throw the corner guard, especially with that stone of Alan Lyburn's not coming into the top of the 4-foot and the 8-foot. They're not particularly worried about it.
Speaking of ice, Kathy, it's time for our regular feature, Reading the Ice, brought to you by Safeway, Ingredients for Life.
Greg Owasco and Hans have done a great job. Lots of movement around center guards. Most of that coming as the weight comes off. The break point is about maybe a foot outside of the hog line. Same with around the wings, although we haven't seen as much play this weekend to the wings as we have seen around the center. Lots of play there. You can go outside in, but it doesn't track. It does move all the way, all the time. And ice conditions, well, they've been fabulous, and they've been consistent. It's 14.5 to 15. That tells you how incredibly keen it is. Hog to stop is 25, and the players are splitting 4-4-2-5s as you slide out. Extremely quick, but it has been consistent, and that's what the curlers like the most.
Good.
There's a look at Willie Lyburn, the all-star skip this week at the Safeway Championship, Kathy.
And that is a really nice testament. That is voted by the sports writers and sportscasters that are here, and so they watch the play all week. And to be nominated or voted as an all-star skip in a field where you have the top money winner and you have the reigning world champion says that you are doing things right.
Willie's brother, Alan Lyburn, has been selected the all-star third as he curls for Team Fowler. And Mike McEwen's front end, lead Denny Neufeld, second Matt Wozniak, have been selected all-star lead and second. Another good crowd here tonight at Credit Union Place in Dauphin.
Well, they've done a great job of hosting this event. It is a beautiful facility.
Yeah, it's just a small bowl, not a bad seat in the place.
No, it's fabulous.
Good. Get that back.
Or three-quarter bowl, anyhow.
Well, that's a great shot. Almost makes. Both of them really wanted to just remove those two up front, open things up for themselves to make sure that he's got a shot.
Normal.
And so with it wide open and without last rock advantage, William Lyburn takes no time and is going to ask for the hit and stick to lie 2.
Off. It's probably up, eh? It's up. All right.
Talk about it being up. We've just talked about the ice times and how incredibly quick they are. It is so easy to overthrow stones. On arena ice, they're going to roll out pretty quickly. Trying to bury around the corner, but stay in front of the tee line.
Into third stones now. Here's the first for James Kirkness, who curled at the 1998 Brier with Dale Duguid.
Just trying to follow the path that was just thrown there. Mike trying to come down on top of it. It did slide that little bit behind the tee line.
Whoa. Get it there. Great shot, James.
Nice shot, well read by the front end. Nice weight control. Sweeper's able to be on and off it and really let the ice, that finish that we saw in reading the ice, you can see it come off that line and it will move literally 4 feet sideways.
Yep. Whoa. Back 4. Yep. Hard.
The first for BJ Neufeld.
Real hard. Yeah.
It does appear that the yellow stone belonging to Lyburn is still shot.
Well, yeah, I kind of had it about here. I think it just keeps going.
It is a real big difference for a lot of teams that come into this, especially if the clubs that they're playing on is or are relatively straight, to actually sit in the hack and believe that the rock is going to move 6 feet. And that is a huge advantage that teams like McEwen and Stoughton, who play on the World Curling Tour, have. They're used to arena ice. They're used to that massive finish, so they can believe that it really will move that much.
Great shot.
Here? Yeah, like go the double peel with like normal weight. Yeah, spin that in. Like Mike spin in over here. Yeah. Like normal weight? Sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, Solid this normal? is, I like this. Yeah, normal. You probably want to hit about. Okay.
Just conferring on the weight, they want to remove both of those stones, and they're set up to do that, but they're hoping that they may also hit the red sufficiently enough it will go off the yellow and actually come into the house.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Hard. Hard. Real hard. Hard.
No. That was probably not there. Good throw.
Hoping to pop that Yellowstone out on the way by.
Just hit that. Try and sit right there. How much room do I have?
That's a tough shot to redirect that stone. They know it's going to come into the house, and just hoping that the angle might have been such that they could have got the back one, but their goal was the removal of the two, and it's achieved.
No, it's moving more than that. I like almost here and firm. Just because, you know, roll out's fine. But I mean, make the perfect roll behind here is good too. I think that's good. Firm.
What are we looking at here, Kathy?
He's playing the hit that's not comfortable with leaving stones in the house belonging to McEwen. The challenge is that the ice, they just don't want to play it cute. If you take too much, you hit of your own. They just want to beat this. If it rolls out, it's not the end of the world. And with that kind of weight, it's pretty tough to stick around unless you knows it.
I mean, you just straight freeze it too.
Well, you give him a chance to do this maybe, but what do you think he's going to do if you go here?
Peeking in at our 3-4 game. Playing the second end right now. It's the first stone for Rob Fowler.
2.
He has a 1-0 lead on Stoughton.
We might try and guard it, and if he doesn't get it on right, then we got a shot for 3.
He goes here.
I guess, yeah, that's probably what he's going to play. Okay.
I mean, if you tap this a little bit, it's pretty good. You just want to get shot rock, right? Just enough so you're line 1.
I don't know. I don't mind him trying to play this if he screws up just a little bit. He's got 3.
Yeah, whatever you're feeling. This, you know.
I think I like him trying to put it back 4. Screws up a little bit, we get an easy deuce, or we have a shot for 3. Yeah, so be it.
You hear the conversation with
probably too much ice.
Mike explaining to his front end. You might wonder why he just doesn't hit that stone on the nose to lie 2, but if he does that, then there's a chance, especially with the kind of weight that Willie Lyburn can throw, of the double, and then he's out of it. So this is about putting another stone in the house, playing a freeze down to the stone belonging to Lyburn at the back of the house, and if Lyburn is not perfect, it brings the potential 3 into play.
Yep. No. No. I don't know. I thought maybe we could rub this.
Jeez.
Ah.
Right through the house.
Right here. I mean, the ice I was giving you was, I mean, in this area here, right here. I mean, that's got to be fairly close, eh? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep this tight, right?
Well, advantage Lyburn. If McEwen was anywhere in front of that yellow stone, he has to make this absolutely perfect. Now he's got a chance to put some pressure on Mike McEwen.
Last stone for Lyburn in the second end. McEwen has the hammer. Lyburn has never been to the playoffs in 4 appearances at the Safeway Championship. A win today would put him directly into the final.
Not bad at the end. They needed to sweep a little bit more to have it finish.
Guess they wanted that a little tighter?
Well, it's not even about tighter, but the more you sweep, the farther the rock will travel, and it finishes harder. And so if they had swept it a little bit more, it's going to be a little bit more to the right as we look at it. And so this shot from Mike McEwen becomes much more difficult. From the hack, he can see at least, I would say, half, maybe even 3/4. Still a tough shot, but much more makeable than if that yellow guard was a little bit to the right.
Yep.
Whoa, guys.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep.
Last rock in the second end. McEwen facing one yellow Lyburn counter.
Whoa. Shot, Mike. Come on. Good.
And he makes the takeout to score his deuce and lead 2-0 after 2 ends of play. We're back with more from Dauphin in just a moment. You're watching the Safeway Championship.
Come on, Goldie, really put your hips into it.
The Winnipeg Goldeyes. For more information, visit goldeyes.com.
Safeway Championship Curling on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by Manitoba canola growers. Visit canolarecipes.ca.
Open Nature, made from natural ingredients, exclusively at Safeway. A proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Visit safewaychampionship.ca for more information.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannys.ca for recipe ideas.
Future kings and queens, find your way somehow in sight and mind. We will find a blessing or a curse. Waiting in the wings, and we will see. We will be the sky's mighty sand of dreams and trees. Quicksand and falling stars. Open up your eyes and find your way.
This end is brought to you by McMunn and Yates, building across Manitoba. An update now on the 3 versus 4 game. Jeff Stoughton with the hammer in the second end, down 1-0, and he has a chance for a bundle here.
Well, he does. Rob Fowler tried to bury, and he is shot stone, but this is this great ice that moves a lot. For Rob, went a little bit deep. This is a tap of a stone. Gets that finish, no mistake, and that's a 3 spot for Jeff.
And a 3-1 lead after 2 ends. The winner of that match stays alive. The loser is eliminated. And in our match, of course, the winner of the 1 versus 2 game goes directly to tomorrow afternoon's final. The loser will play tomorrow morning against the winner on the other sheet.
And it is a great big weekend for curling everywhere. Congratulations to Kyle Deering and his team who beat Nova Scotia in a tiebreaker today, 9-4, and they will play Northern Ontario in the semi-final tomorrow. Great result, Shannon Burchard in the finals tonight against Alberta. That is the Canadian Junior Women's Final.
And here on Shaw later this evening, following our presentation here in Manitoba, we will have the semifinals of the BC Men's Provincial Curling Championship. That's coming up at 9:30 Manitoba time, 7:30 on the West Coast.
And that should be great. Brent Pierce is in that #1 game. He won the spot, so the game you will see is Bayer and Cotter. Jim Cotter skipped Bobby Ursel for many years, former Manitoba Canadian and world champion. Bobby's not playing this year, but Jim is.
And as you can see, we're back on the air tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and then we'll have the championship game at 1:30, and following that we'll have the final of the Alberta Men's Boston Pizza Cup, and then the final of the BC Men's Provincial Championship. So a huge weekend for curling here on Shaw, and we're proud to be bringing it to you.
It's exceptional, and in Alberta, boy, you'd expect Kevin Martin, based on years and years, to be in that 1-2 final. Instead, it is Kevin Cooey and Brock Virtue. Kevin Martin is fighting for his life against Rob Schlender in the 3-4 game this evening. Lots of stuff going on.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone over 20 years old work a phone like you do.
I know stuff, Mike. I know stuff.
You can handle that keyboard, let me tell you.
Well, while we're on that, just to update you on a couple of others, it is the 1-2 game in Ontario which is featuring Peter Corner and Glenn Howard. They used to play together at one point. And in Nova Scotia, Mark Dacey is playing right now for the right to play Murphy in the final. And in the high school circuit, it is J.H. Bruns, Taylor made his team, taking on Morden in the junior girls. And in the boys, Steinbach and Lyndon Christian will go at it again. That's Vic Peters' nephew. Cole Peters taking on Matt Dunstone, which is Dean Dunstone's son. So it's all second generations. It's a beautiful thing.
And you are monitoring all of that for us this evening.
I'm here for you. You only.
Isn't that
Mike Beauregard.
something?
Shannon Burchard leads 1-0, playing 4 in that Canadian final.
And you're also watching these two games here,
I am.
of course?
Marvelous curling here.
Holy smokes. McEwen's leading our 1-versus-2 featured match after picking up a deuce in the second.
Where are we?
His team has been working with sports psychologist Cal Botterill, who Manitobans know quite well. And he says, Mike says, that it's made a huge difference in terms of the team's communication and just how they react to perhaps negative things on the ice. So they're just a little more positive.
Cal's great. I had the opportunity when I was playing with both Connie Lalibert and Jennifer Jones to work with Cal. And, you know, he can help your team in a number of different ways. And so for a team like Mike, they would have said to him, here are the distractions that we have. For some teams, it is, you know, tick shots that you have a hard time recovering. And some, it is keeping a lead. And so when you work with a sports psychologist, you have to be really honest about what it is that you're not doing well, and they find ways to try to help you to overcome those.
And I would think, you know, in all sports, younger teams sometimes have a bit of difficulty with their psychology.
They do. You know, you tend to be more defeatist as you're younger. You tend to let little things bother you more, and as you get more experience and you get older, you're able to roll with the punches a little bit more. But I don't view it as a weakness in any way, but a strength that the McEwen team has gone to additional resources to say, we need a little bit of extra help. We're doing a lot of things right. How can we take our game and our team one step further?
Oh, no, it's heavy. No. Oh. Yeah, let's go back a little bit further. Yep. All right. Okay.
A great line, although it almost comes out the other side. And the key there again was to stay in front of that T-line with last rock. You want to find a way to score a couple of points. And for the McEwen team, because of where those stones are, it doesn't bother them that there are two in the house.
This will take you over curling it.
Okay.
Mike has his playoff beard going.
He does. Big change in his life. He proposed to longtime girlfriend Dawn Askin, lead for Jennifer Jones on Boxing Day. They will get married this year.
Mine's good. Mine's really good. Let it curl if you can.
Got room, guys. Whoa.
Let it curl.
And if you thought curling was an adventure, wait till you get married.
Glue it not. Still has to curl.
Jennifer's rink set to go to nationals.
Indeed.
Yep. Hard.
Wasn't that a come-from-behind performance at the Manitoba Scotties, huh?
Truly. And
needing
Chelsea
a tiebreaker just to make the playoffs.
That's Jennifer. You get her anywhere near a final, and she's tough to beat, and you have to believe that they will be the #1 team at that Canadian Scotties that gets underway next weekend. And you can see just by Alex sliding behind the tee line, followed by a great shot from Team McEwen. This whole end, instead of trying to create two, now is chasing stones on the button.
Real hard, guys. Go! Never leave it. Go!
Look at that thing move.
Good shot, great brushing, and a great example of how good this ice is. Look at that brushing, body weight right over the head of the broom, nice and low.
Can make you out again. I like the end though.
Hans Wuthridge and his staff of close to, I believe, 12 responsible for the ice here in Dauphin this week. Hans will be doing the ice at the Worlds in Switzerland, I believe, and he told me he's putting ice into a convention center.
Yike. He has had lots of challenging buildings in his career and always finds a way to make terrific ice.
That would be interesting to watch, you know, putting ice into sort of a non-curling venue, having to use generators, bringing in an ice plant.
There's Hansi's on the phone now, arranging for that.
James, I like the straight back. Just pick it. Just firm. Dead nose.
Well, for Willie Lyburn knows that if he's going to have a way at all to score two, needs to get some of that stuff out of the forefoot, asking James to run the guard straight back.
Last of the third stones.
Shot.
Very nice. That's a bit of a surgical removal. They would have been happy with jockeying those stones around.
It's good, like it's quick.
Nice shot by James. The stone goes straight back. Plays to pick. They would have been happy to hit it even thicker and move things around, but that has worked out very well.
Okay.
Into skip stones now in the third end, the first from Mike McEwen.
Just line.
Room. Yep. Hard. Really hard. Got low. Hard. Go.
Really good.
I think that's
Okay. Yeah. Looked like it kicked.
It did look like it either picked or it rubbed the guard on the way by. It started to spin funny.
Oh, shit.
See if we're able to see. You can absolutely see that it starts to spin funny just before that spot. Does not tick. But you even heard BJ and Mike talking that they thought that it had picked a little bit because it started to jump.
Yeah, it went dead just before it passed the guard.
I was thinking almost closer to the nose, James.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
Give me an inch more.
dear.
Oh, should have stayed down.
What did he mean by that, Kathy? Should have stayed down.
Well, if they were able to keep, it started to move a little bit at the end. If you keep your brooms down, it stays a little bit straighter, and so your contact with the guard is a little bit less.
Same as Denny's guard. Show him a bit of this side.
They got up for a second, and that's where it over curls, so it goes that way. If they stay down, it's going to clip that top red one and leave the other stones as they were, so he would have been lying 1.
Tighter. I mean, the tighter the better. You don't want to be in. Is this good, Mike? Wow. Do you think I hear more? Huh?
Denny, doesn't that look good? You take an inch more.
The thin double up.
Last stone from McEwen, lying 2.
Is it to this? No. Almost in. Okay, just clean. Line's good. Line's fine.
Line's good.
Might have to go at the end. No.
Top 12. Top 8. Whoa. Hard. Over curl it.
Whoa. Yep. A little bit. Pretty good. It's pretty good, Mike.
Play a soft shot at this. If you ever wiggle something. I think this is the. I think that's all we got. Yeah. That's all there is. Okay, let's make it. Yep. This will finish.
They're feeling like they're going to concede 1 no matter what. James was looking at playing a soft shot through the hole down to the stone that is at the back of the 4. But if you come down to that stone that's at the back of the 4, you don't get shot, you concede 1. And if you happen to touch that stone on the center line, and remembering that all the curl comes at the end, you wind up giving 3. And so the call is to play this double. You will concede 1. But he feels that it is a safer option. There really is no draw to get shot.
Last rock, third end. Willie Lyburn facing 3, trying to limit the damage.
Hard. Get it.
And he does.
And he does, giving up a steal of 1. So it's 3-0 McEwen in our featured game. Back in a moment. We'll have an update from Sheet D.
Come on, Goldie, really put your hips into it.
The Winnipeg Goldeyes. For more information, visit goldeyes.com.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
Safeway, proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Brought to you by Email Direct. For more information, visit safewaychampionship.ca.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannys.ca for recipe ideas.
Canadians are crazy about curling, and so are their kids. Thanks to the Capital One Rocks and Rings program, thousands of kids across Canada have learned about curling in their elementary schools. From coast to coast, Rocks and Rings has kids screaming, "Hurry hard!" and having a great time doing it. Our instructors get kids active and excited to learn about a new sport. The kids love it, the teachers love it, and the best part is, the whole program comes to you. To get Rocks and Rings in your school, visit rocksandrings.com.
This end is brought to you by Manitoba Liquor Marts, proud supporters of Manitoba's roaring game. Isn't that nice? A young curling fan. Just witnessed Rob Fowler tying his game against Jeff Stoughton. Fowler down 3-1 in the third. Has a chance for 2.
He does. He needs to draw to the 4-foot already line shot. Sweepers make no mistake. There's the shot stone coming in. It's a deuce in the tie.
3-3 now playing the 4th. Winner moves on, loser is out. And in our game, a steal of 1 in the last end for Mike McEwen gives him a 3-0 lead on Willie Lyburn.
Tyler Forrest doing his job. He is perfect so far through 3 ends at 100%, out-curling his counterpart Denny Neufeld at 83%, still putting some good numbers up, but this is suggesting that Tyler is doing what he needs to do to set things up for his team.
That's the spots for the corner guards, Alex.
McEwen's rink, the only team that's undefeated in the field. 5 wins, no losses. They opened with an extra end victory over Glenn Taves of Dauphin. They beat Kelly Skinner, Dean Dunstone, took out Sean Grassi last night, and then defeated Dave Elias this morning. Lyburn with just the 1 loss to Vic Peters. Victories over Curtis McCannell, Kelly Robertson, Scott Ramsey, Jeff Stoughton last night, and Terry McNamee this morning. In fact, Lyburn, his loss to Vic and Daly Peters, they just had a few bad ends. They fell behind 7-1 very early in that match and brought it back to 7-6 before losing.
Just ran out of time.
With the exception of maybe 3 or 4 ends, they played very well in this championship.
Shot.
You like that? Sure. Half close.
And for Mike McEwen, the corner guard is something that he wanted gone. He wants the one gone in the house as well, and so he's hoping that perhaps in the process of removing the corner guard, it can pick the stone in the 12-foot out. Which they do.
Double appeal from Matt Wozniak.
And this is the biggest discrepancy on the ice tonight. Matt Wozniak at 83% is out shooting by 20%. Alec Forrest, who struggles a little bit at 63. We've seen him overthrow a few shots and slide in. So for Alex, will not be happy with those numbers. Will want to pull up his game for sure.
Now the team percentages overall remarkably close.
They're exactly the same as what they are. Both teams scored at 87% through 3. There have been a few miscues, but they have not hurt the McEwen's team. I think back a couple ends ago, Mike McEwen going through on his first one and second, but making a really nice shot. A tap back for the deuce on his second one. And that's where statistics aren't always indicative of what happens.
More takeout weight from Matt. Do you get those statistics on your phone as well? Or
no, hand delivered.
A hard-working staff here, providing us with all the numbers we need, and we thank them.
We do. It's very appreciated.
And we thank our Shaw crew. They've been here since Tuesday, setting up, and we've been on the air since Wednesday, providing you coverage of this championship.
Yep.
It's quite a job setting up for curling broadcast when you consider overhead cameras and the likes.
And so for the Lyburn team, we'll continue to try to generate some guards to get something going. And for Mike McEwen, even though it is only a 3-point lead, he's very confident with the ice in his team and is not interested in leaving things around.
James Kirkness
Line's nice.
curling at 100% through 3 ends.
And interestingly enough, so is BJ Neufeld. So both thirds having great games.
I think the intern's fine, Mike.
Mike just trying to line up. If you play the intern, any chance that it will come across and jam on that stone at the back? I think even if you do hit it dead on, it would be questionable about whether it would be in.
And another peel, pretty quick end so far.
Well, no, or just straight peel. You gotta hit that.
T-line.
The people providing our statistics this evening are Ralph Wilson and Bunny Small. We want to thank them personally.
Ralph Wilson, of course, not a stranger to this provincial championship for many, many years.
And I like the name Bunny.
You must be really happy at Easter then.
Yep. Okay, good.
You may try and freeze it. I mean, it's up to you, right?
Don't call me Bunny.
Right.
Well, wide open. In the old days, you'd say that they were accruing a lot of time on their clocks. They're certainly not expending a whole lot of thinking time. But for Mike McEwen has a very set plan. And you can see the time clocks continue to tick down, but they started with 42 and we're in the 4th end already. You can see that there should be ample time for both. Teams also do get 2 1-minute stoppages of clocks for timeouts.
And that clock stopped just as he passed the tee line, right?
You bet.
Just clean. Just clean. Yep. Clean. Yep.
Mike happy now to stick around, wants to ensure that if there is going to be a blank, Willie Lyburn has to work for it, and if he happens to stick it, would love to have Last Rock back.
Mike Beauregard, Kathy Gauthier, Mitchell Clinton in Dauphin, bringing you the 2012 Safeway Championship. 3-0 is the score in our 1 versus 2 game here this evening. Mike McEwen leading Willie Lyburn, and it's 3-3 on the other sheet. Rob Fowler facing his former boss, Jeff Stoughton, in the 3 versus 4. First stone for Lyburn. He has the hammer here in the 4th.
Yep. Just clean. Just clean.
Really wants to stick around. Wouldn't mind rolling a little bit just to change the shot a little bit for Mike.
Well,
you just try and roll over here somewhere?
Yeah, something different. No, wait.
Try and roll Benny's way. Just give him something different.
And this is the Rob Fowler shot, trying to run this stone straight back and stick it. He's successful in removing the Stoughton stone, but rolls into the open. And so for Jeff, we'll have the opportunity to blank here in 4.
Normal. Yeah.
And here's the last stone for Mike McEwen.
Yeah, hard, real hard, real hard.
With the hammer to come from Lyburn.
Whoa. Roll it, Denny, roll it.
Really good. Perfect.
So mission accomplished for Mike McEwen and his team. Kept it simple, kept it wide open, and also have their stone in the house to force
Give me a little bit of ice.
an easier blank than just throwing it through.
Willie Lyburn's had a career week. Beat Jeff Stoughton 8-4 last night. Stealing back-to-back ends, which doesn't happen against Stoughton very often. Looking to blank here in the 4th.
Good.
And the shooter will roll out for the blank. So our score remains 3-0. Lots more curling to come from Dauphin. Stay tuned.
Open Nature, made from natural ingredients, exclusively at Safeway. A proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Visit safewaychampionship.ca for more information.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannys.ca for recipe ideas.
Safeway Championship Curling on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by Manitoba canola growers. Visit canolarecipes.ca.
In his first 2 seasons of curling, Alex Marchand won 7 games. 8 games. In that time, he put together a 2-game winning streak, got new uniforms, met an Olympic gold medalist, made the front page of Curling Monthly. He explained to his boss what sweeping does, and got his butt kicked by a guy with a fake hip. Yes, Alex the Hack Marchand has had quite a year, and it all started with a click.
Safeway, proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Brought to you by Email Direct. For more information, visit safewaychampionship.ca.
This end is brought to you by Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life. Kathy, I am not the shortest person in this building.
And I bet you her name is Bunny.
That kid is getting a lot of TV time tonight.
She is so cute.
And well deserved.
Well, it will be interesting to see how Willie Lyburn's goes after at this end with the really strong hitting power of the Mike McEwen team. Even a corner guard and one in the house, they're able to remove them. And 3 isn't a lot of points, but it sure is when you're trailing to a team like that.
good. Shot.
Unfortunately for Shannon, Burchard gave up a 4 and a steal of 5. Now trails 9-1 after 5 in that Canadian Junior final. What a great week they've had, and certainly can still come back, but down 8, it's pretty tough. Selena Cates, of course, throwing last stone on that team that is called by Shannon.
In her first appearance at Nationals, so a good run.
Oh, a great run. So proud. Manitobans are of those girls.
Jeff Stoughton blanked that fourth end in the 3 versus 4 game, so it remains tied 3-3 Fowler and Stoughton. A reminder to stay tuned. Following this end, we'll have interviews with the Skips. At the halfway point, we're going to put Mitchell Clinton to work. We're paying him big money.
Well, we are, and I'll be interested to hear the thoughts of the Skips. For Mike McEwen really sort of sent a message last end that he feels in many ways that 3 points is a comfortable lead, and he's not interested in mixing it up a whole lot. That puts a lot of pressure on Willie Lyburn. And unlike last end where Willie played the hit and that sort of removed stones from play, this time asking Alec, or rather Tyler on his second one, to just move stones around, manipulate them, leave them in play to try to generate some offense.
Yep. Gotta be back line. Hard then. Hard. Line only. Hard. Hard. You're gonna be back line. Hard. Okay, that's fine. Good. Good throw.
And again, here's where the strength of the McEwen team comes in. He's not interested in just playing the pick. He's hoping that in the course of removing this, Matt will also take one of those red stones and eliminate stones again. Keep it simple.
Maybe a little down.
First stone for Matt. Yep. The all-star second here in Dauphin.
Great shot, Matt.
And that's exactly what he was asked to do.
Just freeze it right here. Top 4.
Alex looking to corner freeze the shot stone
Line's nice.
of the McEwen team. It is in front of the tee line, which makes this shot that much more difficult.
Hard line. Hard. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Shot.
Ooh, just squeaks by the front.
Run back.
Set a bit high. Burn.
Still peel.
Nose just off nose. Red goes to yellow.
Whoa. Hard. Whoa. Hard. Whoa. 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 Yep. Nope. Nope.
Good. Shot. Yeah.
Well, he successfully does, and he lines them up, which makes it really difficult to try to get around and corner freeze. And so now, because of the great shooting by Matt, it forces the team that is down 3 points to start to play hits or taps just to get themselves out of trouble.
Clean. Yep.
There's a look at Alex Forrest in his first year curling for Willie Lyburn, a former skip. There has to be adjustments made there. Huh, Kathy?
Well, for sure he sweeps better than most skips I know. He's a great pressure and Skips, for all of their wonderful tendencies, aren't known for their brushing for the most part, but he's made that conversion very easily. Certainly would understand how to miss correctly in terms of leaving what you leave. Sometimes it's not what you make, it's what you leave. And he would get that from his years of throwing last rock and holding the broom.
You're going to get some hate mail from Skips.
Oh, I love them all, but they are not known for being brilliant sweepers. That's why they do the little spurts in the house.
Well, there's a how-to video on sweeping right here.
Yep. That's good.
That's a lovely shot, and that's another great example of the Hansi and Greg Owasco ice that they've given players. That outside in shot so often isn't there, but it certainly is here.
Into third stones now, the first for James Kirkness. His rink has last rock in this fifth end, trailing 3-0.
No, it's got a lot of curling to do, guys.
Needs to get by the guard with quite a bit so they can also duck behind that one in the 12-foot.
Yep. All you got. That's a good shot.
I mean, you can still probably just hit it out and roll the middle, but...
Nicely buried. Mike's going to look to see who is shot.
Yeah, I like that.
Gosh. Looks to be yellow.
Just like freeze tap?
Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Yeah. Tee's good.
Okay.
I mean, if we have line, we can pop it a
Tap and pop it out a bit.
Yeah.
Just play for the draw.
I don't want to go by it, though. Just play draw, wait.
Just for the draw. It's faster, eh?
Just play the freeze.
Yeah. That looks like tight ice, doesn't it?
And the reason they're saying just play the freeze is if you ever throw just that little bit extra so that you tap it out and it doesn't happen to finish, you leave the yellow stone tucked in behind the red and you roll your shooter into the open. At this point for Mike, he's very comfortable just playing around there and being shot.
Don't touch. Don't touch. Hard, Matt. Hard. Yep, you can go. Hard. Hard. Hard.
A little flop open.
Good. Works. Just freeze it, James. Kind of frozen on the inside half.
Second stone for James Kirkness, trying to freeze to that shot rock.
We got room, guys. Lots
in the back of the 8-foot.
Go. Switch. Go.
Great brushing by the Forest boys, switching to hope to get more curl from the stone. Nice shot, well swept.
Give me a little less ice. Good throw, perfect throw.
Just like kind of like this. It's kind of hard. I can blast that right in the nose.
Am I just tapping it either?
Maybe that's a shot.
I think that's a shot.
Freeze tap?
Yeah. To nose it?
There's not a lot.
Okay.
His team from the Hack saying that there's lots of room to play it with the out turn, the turn that is closest coming by the guard to hit it on the nose. It is for sure the trickier way to play it. You can see if you hit it on the nose, yellow pops. The red goes, the yellow goes. Mike will take a look himself. Again, the time clocks are the thinking time. Lots of time left for both teams because of how they have played this game so far. Not a lot of rocks in play, not a lot of thinking required for what the shot is.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. First stone for Mike McEwen.
Really? Jesus.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Come on.
Well, you got to bring this one into play, right? Wow, I hate to get it a little too thin and go like this and go like that.
Well, they talked about playing the draw tap with the in turn and then decided at the end to go with the out turn, and it just starts to finish up hard at the end. Hits it hard on one side, rolls the shooter, but most importantly leaves the Yellowstone belonging to the Lyburn team as shot.
Just firm.
You can see the option now in removing those two red stones. All of a sudden the 3 comes back into play for Willie Lyburn.
Given those angles, Kathy, a fairly pedestrian double.
It is. There is a hole big enough to go through the middle, which you're not trying to achieve. But if you're able to make contact with one of them, it's an automatic redirect pretty much onto the other.
Well, we've seen some flashes this week.
Oh, sure.
Whoa.
There has been a bit of confusion with the ice. Not here, though. The double to lie 2.
Throw it pretty hard.
Or perhaps 3. It's
Your regular peels. It's good. It's just over half.
And watch the spin on the shooter at the end that makes these 3 flat. So he gets the double, and then it has that little spin that almost takes it more of a flat lie with the other stones.
Yeah, it's 3. But I am wearing glasses.
Throw some steam.
6, 7, 7. Ready, 5. Ready. Go 7. Yeah. 7. Go left. 7.
Last stone for Mike in the 5th.
He's thrown a ton at this.
Doesn't like it, and Lyburn will have a chance for 3.
Well, he will, and on those shots, you want to throw up weight. The house is lively, but to move multiple stones when they're very flat, you need the big weight. But the one thing that we see on this ice consistently is that with really big weight, not only does it not move, but in fact sometimes backs up a little bit. And that's what happened to Mike Stone there. Didn't move at all, and so he gets 1. It was a tough shot anyways because of how flat they were, but talk about a change in 1 shot.
So, Ty, what do we figure? Okay.
A pivotal point in this game. A chance for Lyburn to get right back in it. Trailing 3-0. Has a draw for 3 here in the 5th.
You're on this package. Just clean.
And no problem, an open draw.
Good job, guys.
To tie the game 3-3, and a sudden turn of events, Kathy.
It is. It's remarkable for Mike McEwen. Both of those shots he would probably like to take back. The change of shot, I think, was the biggest thing on Mike's first one. He really wanted to play the tap or the freeze and really put pressure on Lyburn. Was convinced to play an out turn from the hack. Didn't make it. Overthrows the second one, and the 3 goes up on the board.
I guess it's hindsight, but which did you prefer? Which?
Well, I think he and BJ had a great conversation about just playing the tap. They didn't even need to hit it. If they freeze to that back one, the most that comes into play is a force for Lyburn. Instead, with the out turn hit, it was hit wrong. But changing completely sometimes when you're on the right path is not a good idea.
All right, it's time to hear from the skips. Let's go downstairs to Mitch Clinton. Mitch?
Thanks, Mike. Here with Mike McEwen. And Mike, in that fifth end, a little bit of indecision on your final shots. What kind of went into going into the decision that you guys did end up making?
Not a lot of thought. It was a stupid call. You know, the most Willie we should have had him looking at is 2. You know, they made a good shot to get around there, but you know, that was our fault giving up the extra point there.
And how do you respond in 6 and in the second half of the game?
I mean, keep doing what we do. Try and you know, put deuces on the board and force the other team to 1, and we do that for the last half. We'll be in good shape.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. And on my other side, coming into the shot, here's Willie Lyburn. Willie, obviously in the fifth end, being able to pick up those 3 points kind of get you guys right back into it.
Yeah, no, it's a big end. You know, Mike and the guys come out, they got a nice deuce on us to start with, and then we just went deep in one draw, and then a run in I had, it either just curled up at the end or it grabbed something at the end, and the way the rock's positioned was no good, and Mike placed a good rock in a spot that I really had nothing to do but concede 1 and just hang in. They played a good end. You know, they're 3 up, so they're going to rip, and so you just try to get some rocks in play and change it around a little bit. And we managed to get something going around the corner there that just one little mistake, and we're back in the game.
Willie Lyburn and Mike McEwen tied at 3 after 5. They're going to have a quick break, and so are we. We're going to go to break as well, and that fifth end break is brought to you by Manitoba's Dentist. Trust your dentist. Good for you, good for life.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannies.ca for recipe ideas.
Safeway, proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Brought to you by Email Direct. For more information, visit safewaychampionship.ca.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
Safeway Championship Curling on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by Manitoba canola growers. Visit canolarecipes.ca.
Even if you don't have insurance, your dentist can help you get the dental care you need.
Your dentist can help you assess the benefits of treatment and the consequences of avoiding it before any decisions are made, whether you're insured or not.
Only your dentist has the education and expertise to diagnose and treat all of your oral health needs.
To find out more, visit manitobadentist.ca.
Talk to your dentist. Good for you. Good for life.
This end is brought to you by the Winnipeg Gold Eyes. Season mini and flex packs are available at goldeyes.com. Welcome back to Credit Union Place in Dauphin. Mike Beauregard, Kathy Gauthier, Mitch Clinton, and our entire Shaw curling crew. very pleased to be bringing you the 2012 Safeway Championship. We're at the 5th end break as our crowd stands up and gets a bit of a 7th inning type stretch.
They are.
Building's been cold this week.
Very much so, but you know, for the ice team, it's always difficult because the temperature outside is really, really cold, and then as it starts to warm up, they have to try to anticipate what the crowds will be like, and the crowds have been really good, but you know, they want to try to keep it the exact same temperature, so they start the game with it really cold, anticipating that it will rise to a certain level, but it is chilly in the building, there's no doubt.
There's a look at our 3 versus 4 game. Jeff Stoughton has taken a lead on Rob Fowler. He's up 4-3 in the 6th now.
Just got that force, had to take 1 in 5. So even though he leads, it is blue team, Rob Fowler's team with last rock as they play in 6.
They've curled a bit on the World Curling Tour this year.
They have. They absolutely did a balance between perhaps what someone like Mike McEwen would have done, which was go all the time, and some of the local teams that have done really well, like Willie Lyburn, who stayed on the Manitoba Curling Tour. So they've had the balance. They played some of the big boys. They played in lots of arena ice, have the experience, but have also spent some time at home.
Rob came in here as the 3rd seed. Jeff Stoughton gunning for his 4th consecutive provincial title and unprecedented 10th overall.
It's amazing when you think about what that actually means in a province like Manitoba, the kinds of teams that he has consistently rose above. And it will be interesting because now we actually have a brand new 5-end game. With that 3 spot, I thought that the interviews were really good. I thought Mike was very honest in looking back at that shot, that they changed at the last minute. It was the only way to let their opponent back in. And sometimes, you know, if they had gotten away with it, if it hadn't worked out, sometimes you don't realize that you've made a mistake. But the Lyburn team did not at all lose any time to take advantage of that. And that's why we're in a tie game instead of 0-3 or a 4-0 game. It was a mistake.
Well, the old McEwen team perhaps would have, you know, beat themselves up over a mistake like that, but we'll see if an improved psychology and, of course, the experience.
Oh, and they've
beating
got
the best in the world.
They've got one of the best coaches in the business with them, and that's Chris Neufeld, former Canadian champion with Vic Peters, who's also, of course, the father of Denny and BJ, and he is a very serene gentleman. He's got a ton of experience. And he's also got that kind of personality that would be okay, park it, and that's where Cal would come in too. For Mike McEwen and his team, they have a 5-end game. They have last rock. They've lost nothing other than the lead, and so it is about perspective and shaking it off and doing what they continue to do. And the numbers are fantastic. Both teams at 90% now.
Well, they are just too good not to win this province at some stage of the game if they stay together.
You would think, although, you know, you talk to someone like Gary Ross, who lost so many finals, just because you're in the show doesn't mean that you'll win it. But being there all the time certainly increases your odds.
Well, when you win 5 of 10 events on the World Curling Tour, and you only missed the playoffs once in those 10 events, curling against guys like Howard, Martin, and you lead the money race on the World Curling Tour by over $40,000.
And there's Chris.
It's pretty impressive.
Spoke about longtime second for Vic Peters. There's not a lot that he doesn't know about rocks and about strategy and about facing adversity. So a huge addition to the team. Very few of the men's teams did come to the championship with coaches. At this level, it really is about somebody who is going to add something to your team, and Chris certainly brings a lot to this team.
Good shot. Kind of like the ride. Like a freeze, eh? Quick, Matt.
Just for line.
Matt Wozniak's numbers continue to improve, was 83 after 3 and 90% at the 5th end. The difference is his opponent, Alex Forrest, who was scored at 63%, has climbed to 78. So Alex is turning his game around, but Matt continues to play brilliantly, and here is another great shot.
Okay. Good. Just top forward. There, Alex.
Well swept as the weight comes off. The finish really begins. See the great brushing to take it there and to take that stone back, even though it still is shot stone. It is about creating opportunities. Lots of rocks to come.
We're not even by the red one yet. Yep. Whoa, 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 yep. Yep, yep, yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Look at that finish.
Okay. Nice weight. Yeah.
The top dot.
Well, this has the makings for a pretty interesting end based on what we had in the house so far.
Okay. Are you like this? I mean, we're just gonna kill this. That'll not be bad.
I don't mind that first one.
Okay.
Like that?
Just back forward.
Well, there's some rocks left. Yeah. Back eight almost.
Just moving these stones around, they looked also at running that center guard straight back. But you are driving a Lyburn stone into the mix. You could chip your own out, and so this is just about tapping the stones back, creating opportunity. The McEwen team throws big weight well, and so if they need it, they can wait. We're still only on second stones.
Gotta curl. Gotta curl.
Come on, cut.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's good. Just corner freeze, top four here, James. Whoa, 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 just has to be top four, just clean. Top four. Okay, no bounce, no bounce. Yep. Whoa, 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 it looks heavy. Weight call. Close. Yep. Just corner it. Yep. Good shot.
It is a good shot. It keeps the angle on the red stone, also protecting that shot stone.
Feel.
Okay.
Now watch for some big weight coming here.
It's not that bad.
He can play off his own.
We're into third stones in the sixth end. The first from BJ Neufeld. Takeout weight. Spills a couple of red rocks.
Not bad, rolls in for shot.
You sure about that?
Well, it appears to be.
I would trust your eyes more than mine.
If you rub that a little bit and sat there, you could freeze right there. There. You could just freeze right here, James. Well, you know, I'm playing that shot. Well, you just can't push this because it'll push it for next shot. I mean, I guess it won't be too bad, but I'm really talking about you just would touch that and sit, right? You're not really going to move the red one. You see anything else? I mean,
concern I have is to make it any play on this rock here. Like, soft weight, I got to.
Willie believes it is red that is shot.
I mean, again, you know, what does he have if we do something like, if we throw a guard here? Slash is not staying. But he may make that draw. Because I think it's there. Actually, that's maybe not a bad call. Actually, just peel the red one.
Peel the red one. Back to go. Top peel it. Onto that red. Or is that what you mean?
No. I'm just saying peel this out. And lose the 5. The 5's killing us right now anyways.
Yeah, but then
if you peel that and take that.
Yeah, then he's going to freeze right back here.
Then we follow him.
Well, then you make the run double.
Or you just put it right on.
Right now we've got a pretty decent force right now, don't we?
Well, I mean, that's why I'd like to fill the guard if you don't think this draw's right there, but I mean, that's the spot.
If you think that's there, why don't I play there?
Well, it's, you guys can see the same as I can. Like, I don't.
It's there.
It's got to be, right? I don't really want, I don't know if we want to move that, but you know what? That's maybe not a bad call either.
I can't see hardly any of that.
Well, yeah, James, it's hooking and you're just throwing back 4. You'd push that to there, you'd leave a pocket, but then he probably just comes around top button. Well, I guess he can't because that.
I like your.
I like this call.
Yeah.
Well, lots of debate, and you can see that an end like this with thinking time really eats a lot on your clock. If you had played a couple of ends like this, lots of decision. You don't want to make the shot for your opponent, and I think the key that you heard James Kirkness say is that they feel that right now they have a decent force going, so it's not about being shot. They're all confident that it is the redstone belonging to McEwen that is shot. It is how do you minimize what it is that your opponent has the chance to do. So if you pick it out, they've got another opportunity. They feel the way that Mike is going to get to is to play the draw, to come right on top of the redstone, and so that's what they want to do, is to beat him to it.
Great shot.
What a great shot.
Peach.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't see anything else anyways. Just feather though. Yeah, okay, I like that. Yeah, there's some weight. It's like a firm weight.
Even if you hit it to here, it's still nutting right there.
It's like a firm weight.
Huh?
Firm? Or less?
I'm thinking like, yeah. Throw normal, firm, whatever.
Okay, I like less weight. Normal max.
Okay, let's throw normal.
Just confirming the weight. They're trying to make a contact on that redstone that is just biting the top of the button and move it into shot stone. It may come off the yellow. What James Kirkness did is he closed down that one side of the house by leaving his shooter there. So it is about moving it in for shot. But it is a very tough shot. BJ probably cannot see more than a glimmer of this from the hack.
Normal. Yep.
Whoa. 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 Off. Yep.
Off.
Yep.
Hard.
It's good.
I think we just draw one right here, James. Just right in here.
It's not bad because they have shot, but what they really wanted to do is it finished harder for the Mike. They wanted to hit the red on the outside and come off the yellow so that maybe they would create a chance for the 2. What they've done is they've given themselves shot, but for William Lyburn to close the other side down, pretty tough for Mike to even have a shot.
Top 4. And if we've got the perfect line at the end, we can finish it in there.
And that confidence, the 3 points that William Lyburn's team took last end, you can see a different team out here in 6 from what we saw in 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Well, if a victory over Jeff Stoughton didn't raise their confidence level, perhaps this morning's victory over Terry McNamee, who is red hot.
Terry made some great shots this week. Well, they opened the door.
Still 3 rocks to come in this end. Updating the 3 versus 4 game, Rob Fowler was forced to take one in the 6th. It's 4-4. Stoughton and Fowler.
Should be.
Well, a combination of weight and it over curling for Willie Lyburn. Just wanted to be at the top of the 4-foot and close things down, but with that tick and roll away, there is a small path. There is a way for Mike McEwen to get in there to lie to.
We're just drawing right in there.
Here I'm sharing that with his front end.
Because if we don't move anything around, then he won't be able to get in. It's good speed here.
First stone for Mike. He has last rock in this end.
Line's good. Got room. Whoa, guys, whoa. Wait,
Got 3-3 tie after leading 3-0.
You got room right now. Pass the curl. Pass the curl. Pass the curl. Pass the curl. Okay. Deep. Too much ice. Too much weight. Too much ice.
A little bit of both, maybe.
Just a wee bit too much ice. It was finishing. If he had a little bit left, I think his weight wasn't bad.
How much can you see? Like if I can get this red rock off of that metal, like we got a good opportunity.
I think you could throw weight at it and hit it here.
Well, I can certainly see enough, James. I can see enough of this yellow one just to play this just straight there. And it'll sit there. I guess that's the best we can do. Oh, just like board or hack.
I just think because you're taking this rock so deep.
Well, you just need to move it out of the button, right? And what's he got afterwards? He doesn't really have a whole bunch.
You're going to sit here if you make it. And that's
Okay. I almost like solid hack. You like that ice?
Now James Kirkman is interested in playing around the horn, so to throw peel weight at this yellow stone at the top of the button to deflect off the red stone just thrown by Mike McEwen that would redirect onto the back yellow and push the red stone out. That would leave them lying 5.
We're playing hack weight.
But the risk is high and you have to count on a lot of things happening, and so Willie Lyburn is not as interested in making all the reds go away as much as he is trying to keep the weight relatively quiet, maybe tap his Yellowstone sideways at an angle, find a way to get shot. If he's not able to get shot, he does want to close the door to the McEwen team having an opportunity for 2.
Yep, hard. Real hard. Real hard, guys.
Lyburn's last stone of the 6th. McEwen has the hammer. Wow. Only Rex out front.
Can they hold it? What's that line? You hit it, right? Yeah, you might need a hair more. No, well, no. Because I'm probably going to throw similar or same weight. They didn't sleep on it. This is the same ice here, Mike. Then that should be about right with a bit of sweep, right? Throw same weight.
No, Mike's weight was good last time, just had a little bit too much ice, and so wants to tap his stone at an angle sideways.
Those won't get enough of the button.
Back a little bit for the deuce.
Basically, throw exactly the same shot. And then all you guys have to do is just hold it for line. Because you didn't touch that, right? Same. A little more. Back whoa.
Well, plenty of rocks in play in this end. McEwen with a chance for two has a delicate raise possibility.
Yeah, it's got a curl. Close. Close. Yep. Weight's good. Weight's good. Might push this too far.
Nice shot.
Mike McEwen gets his two, regains the lead at 5-3. We're back with the seventh end in just a moment and an update on our 3 versus 4 game. Don't go away. You're watching the 2012 Safeway Championship live from Dauphin.
Come on, Goldie, really put your hips into it.
The Winnipeg Goldeyes. For more information, visit goldeyes.com.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
Safeway Championship Curling on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by Manitoba canola growers. Visit canolarecipes.ca.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannys.ca for recipe ideas.
Open Nature, made from natural ingredients. Exclusively at Safeway. A proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Visit safewaychampionship.ca for more information.
When talking to your dentist, it's important to be candid about your medical history.
Some procedures, such as heart surgery or joint replacement, can dramatically affect your dental care. Wherever possible, complete your dental treatment first.
Only your dentist has the education and expertise to diagnose and treat all of your oral health needs.
To find out more, visit manitobadentist.ca.
Talk to your dentist. Good for you. Good for life.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
This end is brought to you by Manitoba Dentists. Trust your dentist. Good for you, good for life. Welcome back to the 2012 Safeway Championship in Dauphin. A 4-4 tie between Jeff Stoughton and Rob Fowler in our 3 versus 4 game. And it's 5-3. Mike McEwen leading Willie Lyburn, playing the 7th in our 1 versus 2. So you're down 2 to the number 1 ranked rink in the world. What's the strategy here? Do you want to hammer for 8 and 10?
Well, you'd love it, but the thing for the Lyburn team that they need to remind themselves is they were down 3 earlier in the game and managed to score 3 to tie it back up. It is not panic time yet, but do need to throw some corner guards and get a couple of things going.
And it's been the kind of game, you know, it's been a well-curled game, but we've seen some fumbles on both sides, so it's not out of the question that you could get back in it.
No, and yet the numbers are very good. As you look at Tyler Forrest, was perfect after 5. His opponent was 90%. The seconds at 78 and 90. The thirds were both at 100% still, and Lyburn was at 90. McEwen at 78. So the numbers are really good. It's more half shots or not quite perfect shots, but there have been some opportunities, and you have to keep playing to assume that that will be the case. Talked a lot about what we'll see this weekend, other provincial play happening. Kevin Cooey currently leads 4-1. That's the 1-2 game in Alberta. Kevin Martin up 3-2 over Schellender. They're playing 4. And so for Kevin Martin, that is a C qualifier game. That's a 3 versus 4 match. Loser goes home.
Let Hook get a piece of it.
Lots of interest, I'm sure, in Manitoba this weekend across the country, particularly from the competitors that have faced and lost to Mike McEwen this year. They can like him as a person, but won't be cheering hard to see him again.
And we'd like to say hello to our viewers watching across Western Canada on the Shaw Network. And keep in mind, there's more curling to come tonight. We'll have the semi-final of the BC Men's Provincial Championship.
It's Bayer and Cotter. Should be a great match.
And we're back on the air tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Manitoba time, with the semi-final, and we'll have the final as well at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon local time.
And the one thing that I do know, Mike, is you look across the 4 teams that we have left, Manitoba will be well represented. There will be a strong team that goes to the Brier. Question is, will it be somebody new or somebody with 9 other Buffaloes in their closet?
Can we just hit roll over, or like just the peel?
Hey, just peel it.
Okay.
Just do that.
Yeah, just peel it. You don't want to mess that up in there.
Successfully peels that stone away.
Well, when you've got a 1-2 punch like Stoughton and McEwen, it's awfully tough for a new rink to break through, because you have to beat them both, and you likely have to beat them both more than once in a championship like this.
And you know what, Mike, that is the key. If you go into an event like this and you know that when you play a big gun, you only have to beat them once and they go away, it's a lot easier. But you know, I think last year, the McEwen-Stoughton teams went at each other 3 times over the course of the weekend. With the format that we have, that is 32 to 8 and 8 to 4, you can wind up having to play and keep beating the same teams, and that's tough.
Is it in? No. Well, he's going to have a double.
All right. This one you can make. Corner.
Well, you heard the front end just concerned with where they left that. They didn't want to leave the double, and that's exactly what Mike McEwen is asking for. Oh, it's going to be way too thin.
A blank is not bad either. Well, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? There comes a point.
I don't know if you heard that little aside, Willie Lyburn to James. Even though there are 3 rocks in play, he said to me, no, blank's not bad either. Again, this is the whole wanting to have last rock in 8 and 10, but right now the deuce is still very much in play.
Do it.
Yeah, okay. No. It's got absolutely nothing for line either. It's just a wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Jam? On our, no.
Yeah.
We have thin enough. We'll be okay.
As long as you're half or thinner, it's fun.
Into third stones now, the first for BJ Neufeld.
Hard. Really hard.
After Alex Forrest's last stone sailed right through, hit weights.
Well, there's your blank coming back into play. And for BJ, not going to be happy with that, even though there was no harm, no foul. They got rid of the yellow stone. They'd love to force the Lyburn team to take one here in 7 so that they would have last rock.
Toss it through. Yeah.
Maybe a chance for the Lyburn rink, Kathy, in this end to make up some of the time they expended the last end deliberating over a packed house. Who normally manages time for a team?
It's not a usual manager. Usually it's often a front end player, and their job is just to quietly monitor where the clock is, and you know where you want to be at 5, you know where you want to be at 7, and it's their job to say, okay, you guys, let's move things along a little bit so that you're not in a panic situation. And there you see the big difference. A lot more time on the clock to Mike McEwen and his team, and that's been because they've been up, and it's been simpler. It's been about removing stones and being really clear cut in what it is that they want to do. This is pretty much road. It really doesn't matter where the Lyburn team throws it. The McEwen team is going to play removal.
Lyburn's team was #1 on the Manitoba Curling Tour this year. McEwen's #1 on the World Curling Tour.
Oh, it's hot, it's hot. It's a quick spot there. That's good.
Stumble. Clean. Yep. Just clean. Yep.
First stone for Mike.
Easy.
Lyburn has the hammer in this end.
And sticks it. If you really wanted to play hard for 2, you could play a stone, a freeze in front of that, and hope that perhaps your opponent is not able to remove it and you have the draw for 2. But we heard after second stones, Willie talking to James about not being uncomfortable about blanking this, and so it's very simple. They're just going to remove it.
Just clean.
And so the same shot yet again for Mike McEwen. Will want to stick around on this for sure. Make the blank just that much tougher.
Jeff Stoughton has gone up 5-4 on Rob Fowler through 7. We'll have an update from Sheet D in just a few minutes. The winner of that game plays tomorrow morning. The loser is eliminated.
Just clean.
Final stone from Mike McEwen.
Good.
Nicely done by Mike. James cleaning the path, Tyler cleaning the path. They played this end to blank, and so now it's important that they finish that off.
Last rock of the 7th, Lyburn hoping to blank.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and it bites.
Yes, it does.
So the hammer will go back to Mike McEwen for the 8th end. His lead 5-4.
Congratulations, Johnny! You've just won your first curling trophy by playing in the easiest bunspiel in the province. Okay, it wasn't that easy. He practiced hard. He went on a road trip with the boys to a small town he'd never heard of. He enjoyed a beverage with some new friends, where he won a toaster off the raffle table. Yes, Johnny the Hammer has had quite a year, and it all started with a click.
Safeway, proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Brought to you by Email Direct. For more information, visit safewaychampionship.ca.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannys.ca for recipe ideas.
Safeway Championship Curling on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by Manitoba canola growers. Visit canolarecipes.ca.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
This end is brought to you by Tim Hortons, proud supporters of Manitoba's Provincial Curling Championship. Welcome back to Dauphin. Here's an update on the 3 versus 4 game. This is last rock in the 7th with the score tied 4-4. Jeff Stoughton's last rock.
Keeping it clean, you can see that it is the shot stone already by Jeff's team, and wanting to get to the face of that stone, that was the way to get to. They would measure. That stone is the one that he just threw, and it would not, in fact, be second shot, so it would be only one for Jeff.
So he's up 5-4, but the hammer goes to Fowler for the 8th end. And here in our game, Willie Lyburn unable to blank that 7th, and how critical an error might that be?
Well, one of the challenges is that, you know, to give up one is not so bad, but they made the decision from about second stone in that they were going to play for the blank. They got the opportunity and weren't able to capitalize it. It's more of a mental thing than anything, but it certainly hurts being one down without.
Against McEwen.
So the plan for Willie Lyburn and his team, and Tyler Forrest still, after 7 ends at 100%, is to, at a minimum, force your opponent to 1. You need some scoring to happen so that you get last rock back. You do not want to blank.
Well, let's make it good. Come on, come on. Oh, yeah, I'm worried about getting it buried. Come on. Okay. Okay.
Almost comes out the other side.
It's time for our regular feature, Kathy, Under Pressure, brought to you by Granny's Poultry.
Well, I look back
Great
to
taste, healthy living.
I'm sorry, pal. In the 6th end, we go back to Mike McEwen, and it's one of those shots where he's missed the first one. They've come off a bad 5 where they made a mistake. They gave 3. He wasn't able to make his first one. The end has been controlled by Lyburn, but on his last shot, he has the opportunity, and he makes no mistake, puts the broom in the right spot, throws the right weight. That's the deuce and a huge mental advantage, plus the 2 points on the board.
Just easy.
Matt gave him a 5-3 lead after 6. Lyburn forced to take one in the 7th, and that leaves us where we are now, 5-4. Playing 8.
Gotta go real hard, guys.
The winner goes directly to tomorrow afternoon's final.
Hard. Never leave it.
The loser will play the winner of our 3 versus 4 game. Jeff Stout leading Rob Fowler 5-4.
Shot. It's a nice shot by Alec. Gets to the inside. He's not playing poorly, but his opponent in Matt Wozniak playing very, very strong at 89%. It's about a 12% difference between the seconds with the edge going to Matt. That means that your team is in some pretty good shape by the time the seconds throw. It's that same spot that in the 6th end, if you remember, Willie Lyburn's last shot, he was trying to hit an angle and it just moves.
Didn't look like a lot of ice. What? Didn't look like a lot of ice. Like...
BJ wondering about the ice. You're soft on your release at all. It is gone. Very release sensitive.
We haven't seen their front end miss much.
No, we have not.
It's over curling too. No, just get a double guard.
There's Alex Forrest.
Right here. Just wherever it stops.
In his first year with Willie Lyburn.
Well, it's interesting, you heard him say it's over curling too, and it was still 3 feet on the other side of the rock.
Well, heel. No, I don't like that. If you miss that, then we're never getting at this.
Well, we'll still have a run back and you'll still have an out-turn draw.
No. You don't like this.
He's sticker guard.
I guess he's just coming here.
Kind of like the double PO, I think.
Okay.
Get rid of everything, probably.
Trying to run this stone back, open it up. It is a very long guard.
Hard, Denny. Hard.
Wow,
Just got that going a little bit.
This is too short. It's too makeable. I think we got to go here.
Respecting the big weight ability to come from BJ Neufeld, who is still at 100%, as is James Kirkness in this game.
I know it looks like a lot, but it's... It's just a shake tight. Yep, hold it. Clean. Just clean. Just clean. Whoa, whoa. Right there, that's great throw.
That's how you do it.
For Mike, just looking to clean up the front, there certainly still is a draw shot available to him, but not interested yet in conceding that. Wants to open up the front, get rid of both. And he does.
Thanks.
Good throw by BJ. James throwing the in-turn this time, again trying to throw the long guard. They feel that the tight guard, it's about a foot from the house, is too close, too easy to run back and pick the stone off.
If you're three.
Option B now.
Freeze roll. Freeze roll, go right to it. Freeze it. Go hard. Hard.
Yeah.
Sarah. Yep.
Here's the second from BJ.
Yep.
More heat behind this one.
Shot.
And he spills 2 yellow stones. How do you see this one playing out at this stage?
Well, that's a really good shot. It certainly cleans things up. For now, Lyburn's changing tactics. Instead of trying to steal by placing stones in front of it, he's trying to split the house to ensure that there is a force. Remembering in the beginning of the end, we talked about Lyburn's plan would be to have somebody score this end, would love to steal, but he's okay if McEwen takes one, is forced to one. That would give him last rock, trailing by 2, and by splitting the house and going behind those 2, likes the odds of that happening.
Weight's the same, eh?
Willie Lyburn won his first 2 games of this championship and lost to Vic Peters. Had to qualify through the B side. Big victories over Jeff Stoughton last night and Terry McNamee this morning. 5-1. Into the Final Four.
You're getting the keen stuff. Good brushing, guys.
It's very good brushing to get that stone there.
Split it light,
I like that. I kind of like the end, to be honest. Easy? Yeah. I like easy. It's a big roll. Okay.
Well, great brushing by the Lyburn team to get it there. The problem with Willie not throwing it a little bit heavier is if it's buried around there, now it's a wide open situation, but because he left it short for Mike McEwen playing that long roll, if he's able to roll behind it at all, it's not only about scoring 1, the potential's there to score 2.
So that's there for the button, right? Right? That's the button throw. So that's got to be, it's got to be close, right?
Now Mike gets the roll, but if it rolls a little bit farther, it's perfect. By staying where it is, he can probably see about half from the hack, and so they're electing to play the freeze down to it.
We could be a foot in front of it. We don't have to be right on it.
Last stone for Lyburn. McEwen has the hammer here in the 8th.
Line's real good, guys. Go! Hard! Hard! Real hard! Hard!
That's why you have a young front end.
That is.
Yeah, speed should be good here.
They brushed that most of the way, and it just did not drag. You heard Willie say maybe it's getting heavier. I'm not sure whether he's just getting a little bit more tired and throwing it a little bit softer.
I think so too. He saw
Great brushing. They didn't get off of that a whole heck of a lot. But it will not be shot. And so for Mike McEwen, a really good opportunity here in 8 for the deuce. And to recapture that 3-point lead.
Last rock of the 8th. McEwen needs only full 8 for his deuce.
Wow.
And it rolls too far. So the McEwen rank picks up only 1, gives up the hammer, leads 6-4 through 8 ends. We're back with more of the 2012 Safeway Championship in just a moment.
Come on, Goldie, really put your hips into it.
The Winnipeg Goldeyes. For more information, visit goldeyes.com.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannies.ca for recipe ideas.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
Even if you don't have insurance, your dentist can help you get the dental care you need.
Your dentist can help you assess the benefits of treatment and the consequences of avoiding it before any decisions are made, whether you're insured or not.
Only your dentist has the education and expertise to diagnose and treat all of your oral health needs.
To find out more, visit manitobadentist.ca.
Talk to your dentist. Good for you. Good for life.
Open Nature, made from natural ingredients. Exclusively at Safeway. A proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Visit safewaychampionship.ca for more information.
This end is brought to you by Safeway, ingredients for life. game. Last rock of the 8th with Rob Fowler trailing 5-4. Here's Fowler's last rock.
Well, he's got a shot for 3 on Jeff's final stone. He was facing 2 Fowler stones, but his own stones were behind them, and so any sort of hit would have directed them on. He tried to hit anyways. That's exactly what happened. It was a double jam, and that allowed the chance for 3. There was a tap for 4. He could have looked at playing that, but they were only about, it's probably only about a foot deep, and so I think Robbie Fowler did the right thing by playing for the sure 3, and so has a 2-point advantage as they play 9.
7-5, Fowler leads Stoughton after 8 ends. Jeff needs no introduction when it comes to this championship. He's won the last 3 and has won 9 overall. In fact, he's won 5 of the last 6 Manitoba men's provincial championships. So going out this early,
It's a quick spot.
if that indeed happens, is big news in this province.
Just past halfway. That's good. Actually, that's fine. Nice.
Well, kind of a bizarre end here on our feature sheet. Last end, both teams giving each other opportunities. Willie Lyburn having the chance to draw to lie 2 on his first and separate the house and do the force. Came short. Mike McEwen makes a nice roll, but not far enough, and so the Lyburn's going to draw down to it, comes short again. And on that draw for 2, going heavy, just really weird things going on.
Well, even in the previous end, Lyburn couldn't blank.
Yes.
So sort of gave an advantage to McEwen. It was handed right back.
Let's say you take it. No, you.
Good shot.
And I do believe that there are paths that are quicker or not. You usually see that around the 8th end. Willie Lyburn thinking that down that center line path, it might have been getting a bit heavier. That's the path where all of the curlers slide out when they're throwing the rock. And sometimes there is a slight flattening, which means that the rocks will not carry quite as far. So it is possible, and then you get out in the wings where there hasn't been as much traffic, if you will, and the rocks run harder and farther because the ice is still crisp.
Sorry. Think I just like this. You could probably make that. Can't really double jam it. Give it a go.
Okay.
Okay, Mike.
About a quarter. Maybe a little bit more.
Mike's looking, lining up how to hit that corner guard into there. It is not without risk. It is early, though, in this end. If you're going to make a play and get rid of the corner guard that could hurt them, this would be the time to do it. Gets the corner guard, misses the stones in the house. And updating you, the final, Shannon Burchard would go down to defeat tonight to Alberta 12-6. What a great run that team did have. They are all still eligible next year, and so will be a tough defending champion for any junior women's teams to beat. Congratulations on a fabulous week, ladies. You've made us all proud.
That would have been the 3rd Manitoba national junior title in about 5 years. Did Caitlin Laws not win back-to-back at one point? So
She did. Brianne Meekin got close last year. Trying to bring this right into the pocket, but not set up the double.
Is it getting a little soft?
Use that reference to soft in that sliding path where the rocks just don't finish and carry as far, and it's always in the middle.
Yeah, throw it hard. That was nothing else. Throw it hard. Hard, yep. Hard, hard, hard. Hard, 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 hard.
Nice shot. That's a very nice shot. You heard the call. Just throw it hard.
Spills 3 stones.
It's either the freeze or the...
And most importantly, both yellow.
Okay.
And a reminder that the semifinals of the BC Men's Provincial Curling Championship are coming up right after our broadcast at 9:30 Central, 7:30 on the West Coast.
It's ways out there yet.
And there's lots more to come tomorrow. Our semifinal at 9 a.m., our championship game at 1:30, followed by the Alberta Men's Provincial Final. And then the BC Men's Provincial Final. It'll take you right into the late hours of Sunday night.
Well, Alex just a little bit heavy. Struggles with weight tonight. He's brought his numbers up from where they were, but at 77%. Was hoping to be in front of that stone. Instead, behind it, about 3/4 exposed. So BJ looking to just pick it out.
Good, good, good.
Take it here, James. Like that instead of freeze? Yeah, even if you make the perfect freeze, it still gets blasted off, right? But
James Kirkness was curling 100% through 7. He has come to play today.
how much?
Really has, and when you shoot 100%, you think that you're giving your team a great advantage, and you are, except when your opponent, and BJ Neufeld is also shooting 100%.
A little higher. Whoa.
Here's another lovely throw.
Good, great shot.
Very nice shot.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it is buried perfectly, BJ being asked to run their own straight back and pick out a shot just thrown by James.
Last stone for BJ. He's thrown nothing but heat in this 9th end. They're getting down to the nitty-gritty in the 3 versus 4 game. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on there.
About 5 inches, James.
And BJ's rock rolling over created a little bit of a pocket, and that's the pocket that Lyburn's team is trying to play the freeze into. It's easier to pick out a stone if there's only one in front of it, but when you create a bit of a pocket, you remove one turn.
Yep, you got both lines.
So James is trying to get into that little bit of a mix.
Okay, line's pretty good. How's the weight? We got one. Come on. Okay, we got to move it 5 inches. Whoa. Yeah. Ah. Whoa. Shot.
Into skip stones now in the 9th. The first for Mike McEwen.
He's trying to pick it out. Which he does, and takes everything else with it.
It's hard not to do that.
What did you, I'm looking at 4 feet of curl, right? 4.5 feet of curl. There's your 4 foot right there. So, I mean, that's got to be, I think your line is pretty close, eh? Maybe just because it's a little bit, just a little fudgier, maybe just give me a hair less. Is that rock moved over, though? Yeah, not even, just maybe a half off. Okay. Maybe here. In fact, it just still looks like a lot, but maybe that should be fine.
Just comparing it to the ice that he gave James when James made the berry.
Looks like a lot of ice, eh?
That rock out front has been moved because BJ used it to run this stone back.
Well, just a berry. I mean, it's either that or you blank the end, but I think we go for it. Right.
I think you do too. If you have the opportunity to bury here, you may be able to generate 2 points and be tied up coming home. If it doesn't work and it's the blank, it's not the end of the world, but completely agree with this call.
Hard line. That's gone.
Just rubs the backside as he goes. And again, the brushers from start to finish.
Just like a bumper, half. Yeah, solid. Okay.
We've thrown this and it was just steady.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. On that throw through, you threw that control weight. It's just a gradual curl. I guess it's fine.
Well, in the other game, Mike, Jeff Stoughton ties it up in 9. Was in a situation of lying 3 almost the entire end, and on his second stone, or rather his first stone, Robbie Fowler slashed a stone sideways and popped 2 of them out. That led to the deuce. Jeff drew, and so that is all tied up coming home. Last rock to Rob Fowler. In a game that will either produce a new provincial champion, Canadian and world champion for Manitoba, or keep Jeff in the mix.
It's good, it's good, it's good.
Just want to stick.
Last stone for McEwen. The hammer to come from Lyburn.
Very nicely thrown, made sure his shooter stuck around, so he forces Willie Lyburn to take 1 here in 9 if he's able to stick it, so he would have that 1-point advantage, and last rock coming home.
Go then. Whoa. Clean. Clean. Yep.
Last rock of the 9th. Lyburn facing 2.
Nicely thrown.
And he gets the nose hit. And takes 1. So 6-5 is our score with the 10th end to come.
Great brush from that draw, boys.
Stay tuned. Lots more curling just ahead. 6-5 our score at the 2012 Safeway Championship.
Open Nature, made from natural ingredients, exclusively at Safeway. A proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Visit safewaychampionship.ca for more information.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
Granny's Poultry, a local farmer-owned cooperative, is proud to support Safeway Championship Curling. Good luck to all participants. Visit grannies.ca for recipe ideas.
Safeway Championship Curling on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by Manitoba canola growers. Visit canolarecipes.ca.
In his first 2 seasons of curling, Alex Marchand won 7 games. 8 games. In that time, he put together a 2-game winning streak, got new uniforms, met an Olympic gold medalist, made the front page of Curling Monthly. He explained to his boss what sweeping does, and got his butt kicked by a guy with a fake hip. Yes, Alex the Hack Marchand has had quite a year, and it all started with a click.
Safeway, proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Brought to you by Email Direct. For more information, visit safewaychampionship.ca.
Welcome back to Dauphin. We talked about Jeff Stoughton tying up his game against Rob Fowler. This is last rock in the 9th end, where Jeff picks up his deuce.
And he's already line 1, as I mentioned earlier. He was in control of much of this end, but a really nice shot by Rob Fowler on his first. And then he wound up just hitting an open stone in his second, so it is a draw for the deuce, and it is made. Although in this final end, it did not start well for Jeff Stoughton. Steve Gould hogging his first rock makes it tough, because he needs to steal.
And as we've mentioned a few times tonight, we have 5 curling broadcasts coming your way tomorrow, and 1 more tonight. 9:30 Manitoba time, we've got the semifinal of the BC Men's Provincial Championship, and we're back on the air tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., and we'll have the championship final for you at 1:30, and then we'll have the final of the Alberta Men's Championship, followed by the final of the BC Men's Provincial Championship. Is that enough curling for you?
That's just great. Be a great, great day.
Won't be a whole lot getting done around the house, let me tell you.
It's there. Right here, Matt. It's there. Yep. Good. It's good.
And in our match, Mike McEwen led 3-0 at one point, gave up 3 to Willie Lyburn in the 5th end. Mike countered by taking a deuce in the 6th, and they've traded singles ever since then.
And some pretty good numbers. After 7, the McEwen team was at 91% as a team, and 85% for the Lyburn foursome.
No. Make sure we're still short. As long as we're short. Go hard. Come on, finish it up.
For Team Lyburn needs to go all out. It will be interesting, and we'll really watch that center line. On both sheets, we've seen lots of rocks starting to come up short. It's almost as though there is some flattening out. Rocks not carrying as far. Both sheets, we're seeing that in 8, 9, and 10.
I mean, I'm okay with chipping the top one, too.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, you won't.
Play it across?
Yeah.
Well, so I'd rather not. Rather play it into it. I like the outdoor rock. I know, just if you miss it.
Yeah, Mike, if you miss it, we're nosing that yellow. I think if you just miss that yellow, I still think we'll miss the red.
Okay.
Team very much agrees on what the shot is. Just a little bit of discussion about whether the in-turn or the out-turn. Mike giving way to his team to throw what they would prefer to throw.
A little heavy. Weight's pretty good, though.
Wow. Yeah.
Weight's good.
Yeah.
Weight's really good.
This is the tick shot, wanting to move it over.
Don't slide out here.
Alex Forrest in his first year curling for Willie Lyburn.
Off, James.
Curling close to 80%.
Looks deep. No. No. Yep. Oh. All right. Yeah, no, I was just going to get ready.
There was another guard. The next sheet over, the final stone for Jeff Stoughton could end his dreams right here. Robbie Fowler making a perfect shot on his first, bearing at the top of the Safeway S. So Jeff has to run a guard that is about 10 feet away from another guard onto the stone to have any chance of staying alive.
Last stone for Stoughton. Fowler has the hammer if he needs it. And that is it. Jeff Stoughton's run of 3 consecutive Safeway championships is over. Rob Fowler, his former second, advances to the semifinal tomorrow and will face the loser of our 1 versus 2 game. Guess you're always surprised that something like that happens?
Yeah, but you know, we talked about before the game and, you know, about what we thought about Jeff's team and what a great champion he has been and was last year. Made Canada and Manitoba proud as a world champion, but he came into this event really hot the first couple of days, but in the loss, just not sharp. And when we're looking at the other teams who just seem to be so hungry and playing so well, you can't play without firing on all cylinders and win a province like Manitoba.
Now both rinks on sheet D getting a huge hand from the crowd here in Dauphin, and I would think a good portion of it is directed towards Jeff Stoughton.
Oh, and he just handed his broom over the glass to a youngster, which is very thoughtful. The whole team did that.
Oh, isn't that something?
It is very much a good ambassador in the sport.
2-time world champion.
Just take your time.
3-time Brier winner, and was gunning for his 10th Manitoba men's championship during a great era of curling in this province.
And then there were 3. And I'm sure as much as he is focused on this game, Mike McEwen would have been keeping his eye a little bit on the next sheet just to see what goes on. Will not be particularly disappointed in seeing his nemesis leave the building.
He's been sneaking peeks over.
And everybody would, even though you try not to. It is human nature. And so now he just needs to complete what he set out to do, which was to finish this 1-2 game and get himself a bye right to the final tomorrow afternoon and let Lyburn versus Lyburn duke it out.
Whoa, whoa, yep, hard. Whoa.
That's a nice shot. Not taking any chances with BJ's with that 1-point lead plus last rock.
This queen.
It's
Just want to keep it wide open, well thrown. James is going to come down. They're calling one of their 2 timeouts allocated to each team.
Well, whatever psychological edge Jeff Stoughton has had on Mike McEwen on the final day of this championship certainly won't be there tomorrow. That's got to be a huge relief for McEwen's rank.
I think, actually, I got it. Well, I'm not worried about that. Because if there's something out there to capture later on, that's where we freeze.
Tap it on this angle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Yeah. I agree. I like that.
Okay.
Just almost back 8 weight.
Okay.
So the discussion of the number of shots that you can play, what they're electing to do is tap the stone belonging to Mike McEwen back a couple of feet behind the tee line, even
like
though
that brim, James?
Yeah.
their stone will be fully exposed to pick out. They're hoping then to be able to create an opportunity to freeze on the second one.
You like this brim?
I thought a little bit less.
That's what I was thinking.
Good communication between the two in the back end about broom. Can get a little bit straighter, especially if there is some fudging, some slowing down in the center.
Yep.
Back 4.
Yep.
Whoa.
Okay.
It's nice. Right off.
If you're only back 4, you gotta go.
Back 8. Back 4, back. Okay, line's better.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, curl. Great shot.
That's why I thought less easy, just because I had to throw that extra weight.
Okay.
Easy. Yep. Whoa.
Whoa, guys. Whoa.
Oh. Yep. Whoa. Oh. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Hard.
Hard.
Real hard.
Stay tuned for our post-game show. Mitch Clinton is standing by. He will have some interviews. We'll hear from the winning skip. And we'll look forward to our broadcasts tomorrow. Kathy, and get your final thoughts as well as you see what's left in terms of time.
Yeah.
And still lots of time, a much bigger difference on the clock, advantage to McEwen.
Freeze 3/4 on it.
Part of it has been the strategy because he's been up. It's been simpler in terms of removing stones, but also because they play so much, find that their team is very much on the same page for the most part about what it is that they're going to do, and that does reduce the thinking time.
Into skip stones now, the first for Willie Lyburn, trying to manufacture a steal without the hammer here in the 10th.
Lots of room yet. Line's getting better. Line's real good. Just straight freeze, guys. Line's perfect.
Stay close. No. Great shot.
Let's try and stick the shooter. I think it's straight jams. No. No, it'll go here. You sure?
I don't think it goes underneath ever.
Well, it doesn't go over top. It doesn't go over top. Look at it from this angle. It's not going to go over top. Looks like it's straight jams. Just do we want to try and save the shooter and knock this onto there? I don't think so. I think you just rip it out. He knows is that, and we knows. Yep. Right. So just rip it out. I guess you could pick it.
I could pick it because you got to move me.
Okay, let's just try and rip it out.
Rip.
Half rock makes pretty good.
Yep.
I think half rock's real close to making this, Mike.
Yeah. Okay.
I do too. They're taking a look at whether it would jam. If you hit half of the yellow onto red, it's going to direct the yellow, the top one, sideways. The question is, can you take that other yellow stone out on the way by? Don't know that it's a direct jam, but you may be able to clip it out.
Clean. Yep. Well.
First stone for Mike. Here's the hammer and the 10th.
Yep. Yes. Yes. Hard.
Jeez.
Just nose hit.
Well, it's interesting because of the direct jam with the nose hit now. If they're able to stick it right there, it would be the draw because a nose hit would not give McEwen shot. Oh, this is really curling on him. Wow.
Well, Mike McEwen won't have to throw his last rock. Picks up another here for a 7-5 victory to improve his record to 6-0, and more importantly, an automatic berth in tomorrow afternoon's championship game. A lot of people have been wondering when it was going to be his time, and perhaps it is this year, especially with Jeff Stoughton being eliminated this evening.
Well, it certainly is not unusual to see Mike McEwen in the finals. It's what he's going to do with it. And I think that when they look back on today, the single biggest thing will be that shot in 5 where they were controlling the game, and you got talked into a little bit into a different shot, and he gave them 3. If he doesn't give them 3, this game from start to finish would have been controlled by McEwen.
And we look forward to our 9 a.m. game tomorrow morning as well. And we'll talk about that in just a second, but for now, let's go downstairs. Mitch is standing by with Mike McEwen.
All right, thanks, Mike. Yep, here with Mike McEwen. And Mike, the last time we talked, you were, let's say, you didn't have a smile on your face after that 5th end, but you've been working with Cal Botterill psychologically wise throughout the year. Did his teachings kind of help you in the 6th end go out and play as strongly as you guys did?
Yeah, I think it's night and day. You know, from how we were a couple years ago, as far as supporting each other out on the ice. You know, we're still not where we want to be. We're pretty intense as it is, but you know, we're gritty. We can bounce back from that kind of stuff, and you know, it was a bit ugly out there, but sometimes you know, if you still get the W out of that, it feels good going forward.
And you're right through into Sunday's final now, and your rival Jeff Stoughton is not. Yeah. Was part of you kind of, you know, did you want him in the final, or now is it just a case of, you know, you'll kind of sit and wait and see who you have?
I didn't care who we were playing if we got to the final. So, you know, they weren't at their best this week, and, you know, Rob Fowler and the boys played great, and Willie played great when he beat them. So, you know, we're expecting that we have to be better tomorrow in the final, and it didn't matter who we were playing. We got to be good.
All right, thanks, Mike McEwen. Good luck in the finals.
Thanks very much.
We'll go right back up to Mike and Kathy.
All right, thanks, Mitch. Kathy, it's time for our game breaker, and that's brought to you by McMunn Andy Yates, building across Manitoba.
Well, you always like to have a made shot for the game breaker, but unfortunately tonight with the game so close, it really came down to the final shot by Willie Lyburn. If he sticks this, he's going to force Mike McEwen to make a draw in a path that's been fudging a little bit, but he underthrows it, gets it going, and that miss meant that Mike McEwen didn't even have to throw his last stone.
Our game breaker is brought to you by McMunn and Yates, building across Manitoba. 7-5 victory for Mike McEwen over Willie Lyburn, who must now play tomorrow morning in our 9 a.m. semifinal against Rob Fowler. And how do you size that up?
Well, I think it's a great game. You do have two brothers playing against each other, and who would know Willie better than Alan and Alan better than Willie? But just from the glimpses that I saw tonight, it was a red-hot Robbie Fowler that made the difference in that game. And so you come off a loss in the case of Lyburn, struggling a little bit and missed that last shot. Robbie Fowler coming off a win in which he felt like he was the superstar. That's going to be the big edge tomorrow, as one team comes out flying and one's still disappointed from a loss tonight.
Couple of rinks with Brandon Ties. We look forward to that tomorrow morning, once again, 9 a.m. Manitoba time. Let's go back downstairs to Mitch.
My IFB went. All right, thanks, guys. And if you've enjoyed the curling that you saw here, I know I did. We have more curling coming. The CDI BC Men's Provincial Championship. That's what we're going to go to next. And don't forget, we're back on the air here in Dauphin at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, nice and bright and early, to find out who plays Mike McEwen. So enjoy the BC Men's Provincial semifinal on Shaw.
Come on, Goldie, really put your hips into it.
The Winnipeg Gold Eyes. For more information, visit goldeyes.com.
Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
Safeway, proud sponsor of the Safeway Championship. Brought to you by Email Direct. For more information, visit safewaychampionship.ca.
Great.